everybody, and welcome to Encounter Roleplay. My name is Will, I'm a D&D 6 icon, and we're back today with another episode of Call of Cthulhu Reign of Terror. That's the game we're playing today. Let's go around the cast and crew. Let's figure out who we are and who we're playing. We have our very own keeper, Greg, Grimjack21502, back with us tonight. Greg, how you doing, my friend?
I'm doing well, buddy. It was 1789. It is now 1794. It's a restart. People to kill. I'm feeling keeperish. Chat, help me out any way you see fit tonight. Kill them, save them. It's up to you. Let's do it.
Yes, and I definitely got the year right when I was trying to say it earlier on. I definitely did not get that wrong at least 7 times. And I can do basic math. Thank you very much. We've got Mike with us today. Mike, how you doing?
I'm doing uncomfortable right now.
Good.
Well, I've been streaming with you for a while. Yeah. I've been streaming with you for a while, and it's been a long time since I've seen your actual face on the stream, and I've forgotten how off-putting it is.
It is.
But I'm here, and I'm hoping to get through it with everyone.
I wish you luck.
Yeah, I keep looking, and I see your face, and not your name, and I'm just confused and uncomfortable. Yeah. But I'm here to try to make it through Cthulhu, which is now much harder.
Yep, indeed. Yeah, for those of you who don't know, usually I don't have the camera on that Zoom. I just have it on for this one because reasons and cameras and boring things. But I have now solved things, and science is happening, and now they can all see me, and I can all see them. So we also have Metamancer back with us today. Metamancer, how you doing?
3 years.
Hello, I'm great. I hope you're doing well. And I'm here playing a lovable ghoul, Guillaume. Having fun, taking names, hanging
out in the
tongues off,
eating
things
people.
like that.
Yeah,
totally normal.
Just cool things.
Yeah, just cool things.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Cool stuff. Cool power.
Oh god, it's tired. We've also got Mythomatic back with us today. Myth, how you doing, my friend?
I'm doing great. I'm super excited to see what this next part of the story brings us. Last week we did some things, and now we're about to do some new things. If that doesn't get you going, I don't know what will. So I'm playing Joey. No, I'm not. I'm playing Etienne Babin. He's full of Joey DeVivre. He has one arm, and he's ready to kick some ass, or at least try to fire and holes through things. Because that's how he reacts to stuff.
Absolutely, great stuff. We've also that's all it is. Yeah, we'll never mention hand. Probably again for the next episode. So make the most of it.
Yeah,
while you can.
That's for you, chat.
Yep. We've also got Jules back with us tonight. Jules, how you doing?
Good. It's gonna be so much harder to be mean to Michelle now that I can see your face.
I humanize him. All the time I'm like, oh.
It's so easy to be mean to Michelle when he's just this blank space that's just talking to us, and now I'm like, oh.
Well, Will is a blank space.
I mean, look at that space. It's not in here, Jules.
Right. He's a blank space, baby.
They're behind the eye.
Behind those.
I'll write your name. Yeah.
I play Joseph/Martine. I'm here for Sunday Corpse brunch. Got my sewer margaritas. I'm good to go.
Great stuff. As for myself, I'll be playing Michel, who was a sweet little boy in the army and had his leg blown off, and then he ate his leg, and now he's friends with a ghoul, and he's now part of the ghoul team. So he's pretty happy about that.
But he's not invited to brunch.
No.
Is it a ghoul friend, or is it just a friend who happens to be a ghoul?
Just a friend who happens to be a ghoul. There's a lot of other ghouls down there, and
right. There's a lot of ghouls.
Yeah.
In the world.
He hasn't settled down yet in the ghoulosphere. Right. But yeah, before we dive into today's game, let's remind you guys of a couple of things. First of all, we're sponsored by dndice.co.uk. Go over there, get sexy dice, roll them, win D&D. Game over. That is the game plan. So go there, go to the website. Step 1, go to D&Dice. Step 2, buy dice. Step 3, use coupon code and Encounter Roleplay. Step 4, roll dice. Step 5, win D&D. Step 6... So, profit. We also have voice feed during today's show. If you haven't followed the show, hit the follow button, join us. Also, here's a tweet for you guys. 20 retweets are halfway there already. Get some viewer decisions rocking and rolling. You guys can screw up the party, help us out, or harm us, whichever you prefer. And of course, you can donate to affect the game, give players nat 1s, nat 20s, wild magic surges, and very fittingly, the Table of Tentacles.
A resplendent offering.
God damn it, Latu. Created by and curated by chat. So there are some very fun ones in there. Let's get through a couple of donations that are coming already. Charis DK, £5. Ming, wild magic surges for you, you beautiful bastard. Thank you for that.
I rolled it.
Good man.
It's really high.
Oh, I like that. And Latu donates £20. My money goes for killing the animals. Wait, what show is this? Let's say a tentacle and a wild magic surge for the sergeant. So another wild magic and a D25 on a table of tentacles. And thanks so much to Drage Andrew for that sub on Twitch Prime, my friend. Appreciate it.
Curse you!
Curse you, Latu. So let's get a D25. A 15, you get the tent. Cool. That pun wasn't made 5 times. We've got, let's see what else we've got. The tentacle of a creature created by the unholy union of a pufferfish and an octopus. An octopus that can inflate itself to enormous size. It unfortunately floats the ocean surface and is easily blown ashore by strong... God damn, there's a lot of stuff on that. But anyway, the effect of the tentacle. This is a waterproof and windproof tentacle that is incredibly stretchy. It can be used as a shelter and it takes up a little room in a bag. It lasts forever, but whatever you do, do not leave it near cows. That one is submitted by 019. Appreciate it, my friend.
That's a condom.
Yeah.
Yes. It is a
That's
A
what you
body
have. Okay.
condom.
yes, a tentacle condom.
It's reusable, so that's the important part.
Reusable, just like condoms. Let's
Yeah,
see
just
what...
like condoms. I
Just
know.
like regular condoms. Just
That's-
rinse it out, turn it inside out.
It's a That's the top rack of the dishwasher is
Yep,
for that.
that's what I tell my kids. Let's see, we got Mike on 9989.
If you don't learn anything in Encounter Roleplay, you learn about that. Birds
Learning
and
about Will's illegitimate children.
There we go. Water consumed in this area tastes strongly of manure.
How is that different from revolutionary France?
Yeah, that's
in
pretty
real
standard.
life?
Because Mike took a shit in some of the water around here. And...
Yep.
Yep. Good. And then second one.
Sewer
Magic
mimosas.
Surge. If target now has fewer than D100 hit points, you are fully healed.
Oh, neat.
So roll a D100
Wow.
and see if you get healed. You got to roll pretty low though. Oh wait, no, you
I
got to
have
roll pretty
fewer?
high. Yeah, right, yeah.
If I have fewer than D100 hit points,
I
okay,
have
cool.
already told you I'm a master of math, Mike. Do not question me.
I'm sorry. You know what? Hey, I have fewer than that. My max is 14, so I healed to 14.
Dope.
Thanks, Greg.
Cool. So, that out of the way, let's head over to our keeper for the day to talk us through about what happened last week on the show.
All right, everybody. Well, last week was sort of the midway point or the just before intermission of the end of our first act as the heroes that you see before you faced and defeated one Comte Fenelic who had nefarious plans, some of which are not fully realized. They were sent on a mission to raid his estate and also grab anything of interest in said estate. There was a statue that was shattered, the pieces collected. There were scrolls, there were books, there were various pieces of paperwork. There was a living tableau. Everything was taken to provide a case against Comte Fenelic. However, during the fight, the final battle between the Comte, who may or may not have been sort of a vampire, the statue that he seemed to treasure above all else shattered. As it did, so too did the Comte, as his body and bones broke in incredibly irregular angles. He was scooped up, essentially, and taken to the Asylum, where he has been ever since. That was in 1789. We are now in 1794, 5 years later, and things have changed quite a bit. But what, you ask, fine keeper, has changed in France during this time? Allow me to let you know. The National Assembly takes the tennis court oath. The king rejects the resolutions of the Third Estate, meaning he did not like the fact that the population wanted their own rights. Further on, the citizens arm themselves and storm the Bastille. There is a march on Versailles as the women demand bread. The king and queen are sent to Paris. They flee there as the inmates begin to run the asylum in jolly old France, where the religious and the nobility had ruled before. Now, the regular citizens had come up and taken over. The religious were knocked off their perch, their land seized, their money, gold, land, everything was taken, given to the citizenry of France, all for the good of France. But during this time, one Dr. Joseph Guillotine decided that there may be a more humane way to take care of these criminals against France, and thus was born one of the most deadly and horrific implements of execution, the guillotine. It was stationed in 3 separate places around France, and it began to feed over and over. The Grand Terror had begun. And throughout the course of the next 5 years, these revolutionaries gained more and more power as the nobility was being forced to sign things like freedoms and constitutions, and they would fight occasionally, but they were failing because they were vastly outnumbered. And anybody that would put up a fight against these revolutionaries, well, they became a meal for the guillotine. And as they began to feed, people began to out friends. I heard so-and-so was supporting the monarch. Again, the guillotine was fed. I heard so-and-so did not like so-and-so. Again, the guillotine was fed.
I heard it was
And
Mike. It was Mike.
And Mike fed the guillotine. And as all of this began, it bleeds us up to 1794, where this Grand Terror, this feeding of the guillotine has reached a head. And quite literally, on any given day in Paris, 8 to 15 heads roll freely from the Place de la Resistance, the Place de la Révolutionnaire, where the guillotine has dropped, taking anyone that is named as an enemy of the state. And that is where we find 3 of our number, one Babin, the Sarge, and Joseph, as they are on guard detail, guarding the guillotine and the prisoners who are being led to the device.
Also, Myth has a wild magic surge along with me.
Everybody roll those while we're going through right now. The center of the city is dark, cramped, hideous, something from the time of most shameful barbarism. Voltaire. Blood, the time that is to come when that wine too would be spilled on the street stones, and when that stain of it would be read upon many there. Charles Dickens. Thump, clank, thud, the sound of the times, thump, as a victim is pushed to their knees onto the bascule, the plank below the guillotine, clank as the lunette, the restraint, is locked into place above their neck, thud as that glorious blade drops upon their neck, endlessly repeated, thump, clank, thud. It is June 1794. A 2-wheeled cart with high wooden sides rumbles through the streets of Paris, drawn by a tired horse. Perhaps it is omelette de fromage. Men and women stand in the back of the cart, some downcast, some weeping, yet one person holds their head high in defiance, in challenge. As the cart approaches, a trio of familiar faces stand at attention, guarding the guillotine and ensuring that none of the prisoners escape, but their backs are a bit straighter as the defiant prisoner pulls towards them. The cart stops, and Louis Milan, former captain to Babin, the Sergeant Renault, and Joseph, is pulled from the cart, set at the bottom of the stairs, and takes his last few steps among the living. He is drawn next to you as you see that your former captain is the next in line for execution. What would you like to do?
My wild magic surge. Next potion imbibed by me makes undead invisible to me. Good. I won't be able to see my terrible impending death. And Babin's wild magic surge targets family, disowns him, and places a bounty upon his head.
Oh my god. I feel like
So
we edit that and make the bounty be on his wooden hand.
A bounty on his hand.
That's it. He actually hired them to look for his hand. Okay, so our old captain is being drugged to the...
Do we know why?
Yeah.
You do not. You are on... There are so many people killed. There are so many trials going on. So many accusations, admissions of guilt that you can't keep track of them all. And he had been stationed in a different place for the last 5 years as you guys had been kind of centered here in Paris. And you had not seen him. You did not realize his fall. But when an accusation and a trip to the guillotine might only be 24 or 48 hours apart, It's simply the case you haven't heard of it yet.
Now, for those of us who are here, are currently stationed here, what is our current role here? Since the removal of Comp Fenelic and the army raid, or the military raid, what have we been doing here? Normal.
Did the sergeant tattle on me?
What has happened during this time is you three have continued in the service of the military. Letters of commendation and field recommendations by Captain Milan. You have been able to basically pick your own place, and instead of going to the Dutch or British front, you have elected to stay here in Paris, near to Sergeant Renault's wife. Babin, whose son is in his foster son is in the medical profession, but has recently disowned him for some reason. And of course, because Joseph has her husband and
Why
sister.
Why is that in quotes? He's real. She got married. Is
he's
he
real,
alive?
but you have someone playing. You're playing your husband.
Oh yeah. I have my sister who I was like, hold on, did the Comte actually kill him, or was that just a trick?
Yeah, it's just your sister wife.
No, it's just
sister wife.
Your husbrother.
When in France.
Brother.
I was trying not to get into it, but you brought it up.
Went in the Carolinas.
Hey now, that's cousins, please.
All right, fair. So we're just stationed here doing normal, everyday military things.
Like
correct.
Like sending people to their death.
No, your job is not to actually march them up. Your job is to guard the guillotine. And you've been stationed over numerous things. You've been very similar to your earlier deployment, where you were guarding the bakers and making sure that civil unrest is kept at a minimum. Because at this point, as mentioned before, those rebels and revolutionaries that you saw and fought before in front of the printers, and you saw the mob in front of the baker's house in the very first episode, they're now in charge. And if someone speaks against the state, or someone speaks against them, or if you just basically have a problem with somebody, a few fingers pointed could end you and put you into the line behind Captain Milan. So you guys have just been doing essentially police work through the city of Paris.
What does the crowd look like? Like, what's their what's the temperature of the crowd? Essentially,
bloodlust. Bloodlust and entertainment. Yep, it's there's no fever, there's no chill
at all.
No, right. It's really a nice.
Like, do they look like if we weren't there, they would riot, or are they just there for are they there for the bread and the circus?
Yeah, it looks just like you would see if actors were taking the stage. There are several women in the front row that are knitting. They're passing their day away watching the executions. There are children gathered, laughing and pointing and waving flags. There are tricolored flags, and there are the general citizenry, some of which are on, lunch breaks. It's kind of required viewing every once in a while. And as it is in the center of the commercial district here in Paris, there's always a pretty big crowd.
It's like a new Marvel movie, but with 100% more beheadings.
Well, yeah.
They're carting him up to the gallows, essentially.
They've carted him up, and he is now being taken off the cart, and he is standing at the bottom of the steps right beside you all. And he raises his head and looks at you. He looks older. He looks weathered. He looks as if he has been through the ringer, but his eyes still shine, and he refuses to allow his shoulders to droop or his back to curl, as he is going to face his end as he faced his life. But he turns three of you.
Renault is not smart, if anything. So correct me, you feel free to jump in here, Greg. But he's at the stairs, the base of the stairs, and we're kind of standing in front of it. As soon as he gets to the base of the stairs, Renault grabs him by like the crook of his arm, and then by the base of his collar, and gives him a shove like he's going to start leading him up the stairs.
Okay. He turns and looks, and he marks his eyes, and he smiles just a bit, and he says, "Terry, I'm glad it's you."
And he kind of leans in and says, "What is this? What have you done?"
It doesn't matter. I've been framed.
Tell me as much as you can. And he kind of shoves him a little bit, like kind of making him trip up the stairs a little.
He looks at you for a second as if he's hesitating to deliver his theory, but because it is you, one of his most trusted subordinates through campaigns and through the Comte Fenelick affair 5 years prior, he says, it's Rigault.
I never liked that doctor.
He's up to something. He is clearing the decks. He does not wish anyone that knew him before to know him now.
Are my men a target?
If he remembers. He is moving through the big fish. I was the last of them. Yeah, you guys are all there. You can say something if you wish, if Babin and Joseph have something to add.
Rigault is still alive. He was sick for quite some time.
He's still sick, but he is healthy as he ever was. Younger. Stronger.
No way.
He is. Yes, he's doing something in the catacombs.
Yeah. I look like a concerned look towards the other soldiers. My hus brothers.
Us brothers in arms.
That's our new girl gang name.
It's House Brothers in Arms.
Yeah.
Hashtag husbands. Right. As you guys are sitting there talking, the announcer, the executioner, is reading off the list of crimes for Milan, treason against the state, pro-monarchist ideals, raising a salute in a tavern to the king, the now beheaded king, as both Louis XVI and Marie Antoinette have met their end at the same guillotine. But apparently these are all manufactured, at least as far as Milan is telling you, manufactured crimes that have brought him to this place. And as he looks and sees the concern and the questions that are coming from the three of you, he says, you could stop him. Maybe you stopped Fenelick. You could avenge me. But it is... Perhaps you should run. He is too powerful. He is something else. And at this point, the executioner begins to call for you guys to bring him up to the main stage.
So he kind of, again, grabs him and gives him like a shove. And he leans, as he's like pushing him up the stairs, he says, I have not run before. I will not run now. Where should I start?
Get yourself placed in Catacomb duty. He'll be there.
Is all of your information gone? Your house been raided, your offices?
It's gone.
Is there anyone else besides you that would know?
Only one. And you guys reach the top of the steps. And he looks back at you, and for a moment, he locks eyes with the three of you, and he kind of shrugs his shoulders. Fenelick. And as the executioner takes him from your grasp, he marches him over as the jeers and a couple of the women that are needle pointing or they're knitting, they look up, just kind of marking the man for a second and place the needles down, knowing what's to come. And as they are getting ready to fasten the lunette around his neck, he waves them off and places his neck down into the restraint, or into the crook without a restraint. And for a moment, he turns around, and just around the corner of the wood, you can see as Milan marks you all and nods as the blade drops. I would like you all to roll a spot hidden for me, please.
I am distraught.
I am sad. Also, can we assume that our health came back after 5 years?
No.
Yeah, health is back, and
No.
Absolutely not.
in 1 second, I will have you guys do something else. But yeah, full health, guys.
If anything,
Okay.
you've lost 1 health for every year
Yep.
Shush.
of your max.
We're out of shape. now.
Martine is in great shape. She's
Tremendous.
come on.
Welcome back.
It's not like she's Michelle, please.
I know, right?
Okay,
He's
so
lost
with
even
that,
more- he's lost a limb per year.
Yeah. I also accidentally X'd out of roll 20.
Well done.
Had a girl.
I never do that.
Yeah. Done that effort.
But I failed that anyway. I am assuming that Martine is really sad because because fucking Renault did tattle on her, but I assume Milan was like, nah, man, it's cool. And so she's sad because somebody kept her secret. It definitely wasn't Renault.
You were dressed as a lady when we finished the raid.
Yeah.
Well,
lots
to
of men
be-
dress as ladies in
In that place.
Right.
that place.
Yeah, in this point in 1794, it was actually an accepted secret. If women wanted to serve in the military, they could. It was just put out there that they were men, even though it was a thinly veiled secret. So it could be very well that Terry did tell that you were a woman, but weeks later you were reinstated because to hell with it. You had proven yourself, and Captain Milan was able to get you back into the company, and here you are.
I might be a shit babysitter, but I'm not a bad soldier.
Terry got you fired. What a dick.
Oh, both of those.
Okay.
I think we established that I was not the one who Daria'd Michelle when he fell from the tower.
Yeah,
Me
was
and
never a
Dimitri.
soldier though.
Mistakes were made. Okay, so it was as we get in here, Sergeant Terry Renault and Joseph are distraught for various reasons at the end of Milan, but Babin, ever the
Only
Pragmatist,
competent person
right.
in our company.
Etienne, as you see the blade drop for just a moment, as the metal glints off the sun, you see what looks like the same concentric circles of blue that have appeared on the magical, that's not a knife, this is a knife, knives that you and you've wielded before,
Right.
and that you have two of them in your party. And as it drops through and slices through Milan's head, you realize that his eyes and mouth are still moving as it drops down and rolls into a basket amidst mediocre cheers and claps. They're waiting for the next in a long line of feedings. And as you all are standing there watching the end of your former captain, we are going to cut to just beneath the streets, as very much in a Pennywise, we all float down here scene, looking up through a grate in the gutters of the sidewalk in the street, are one Guillaume and Michelle. A couple of things are happening here as Guillaume and Michelle are witness to the death of Captain Milan. He's not the first death of the day, and there is a pretty steady stream of blood that is kind of running down the cobblestones and into this gutter and dripping in a pretty steady trickle and stream just in front of these two, as you all witness the movement of Milan, the speaking of your former friends, and you haven't seen any of these trios since the Fenelick affair, and that was 5 years prior. As the rest of the group hasn't changed much, other than the colors of their uniform now being of tri variety, what do Guillaume and Michelle look like at this time?
I don't think Guillaume's changed too much. Still his ghoulish, dashing self.
Still naked.
Still naked for sure.
That's right.
Definitely.
You do you, Guillaume.
Yeah. Maybe even a little bit more spirited now that he has a companion to talk to for the last 5 years.
Yeah. Michelle definitely looks a bit different. His skin is that like palish green that Guillaume's is. He has both legs, but one of them is not his. But he walks with it, and he definitely looks like, really like saggy eyes, like not used to adjusted to sunlight. He's been down here for the past 5 years, and he definitely shows signs of like having eaten human flesh. So he's got that sort of like jitteriness about him nowadays. He definitely looks like 20 times creepier than Michelle at first looked, and he's got a bit more of a confidence to him as well, as his power over the dark arts has led him to more confidence in himself. So he kind of looking up. We can see through a grate. Is that right?
Yeah, you can see basically about 60-70% of everything that's happening on stage, and you can see that Milan has just been executed. But you are kind of peering from the ground up. It's not a clean view as you would from the same level.
I think that's some of our old friends, Scam. I think that might be the sergeant. He's put on a bit of weight.
Smells like them.
Yes, and I'd recognize that hand anywhere. Must be Etienne.
What do you think they're here for?
Well, if Captain Milan is being executed, they're most likely here to try and save him. He was our captain.
They did
after all.
a good job.
Well, they are putting him up there, so maybe not. But maybe some of his blood will come down here, and we can eat some of him.
Yeah, at this point, a trickle has come down through. At this point, we're going to say Milan is marching up to the lunette and he's getting fastened in. But because of the prior beheadings and the fact that there's no call to wash the blood up at this point of day, there is a steady stream or a trickle coming down into, easily enough you could drink from it.
Definitely sit down and have a little slurpee on that. Do you think we should do something? Is there an entrance up there? Maybe we could get them down a grate. Captain Milan did save our lives, even if he did get us involved in all of this. But his involvement has led to greater powers for both of us.
Yes, but I don't know. It's we don't look so great, Michelle.
What? What do you mean?
You
mean my leg?
No.
That's just part of the flesh tapestry. It's normal.
Perhaps you could go up there.
Yes, you look very naked, and they don't like that too much up there. I mean, I like it down here.
In France, too.
When in France, we do as the ghouls do, but down here that's fine. Up there, they like more clothes. It's a shame. Or maybe I go scurry up and see what I can see. Maybe I can get their attention.
Okay, we'll go to this entrance, and then you come down quickly. Let's just make sure.
Yes, I would like to see my old friends again.
Yeah, you could invite them here.
Yes, they could be ghouls with us too, and we could dance naked under the sewer lights. And I'm getting carried away. I go to the door or whatever steps lead up to closest to where these guys are at.
Okay, right as you get to what is the sewer cap, that would be a manhole cover today, but is really just more of a grate in Revolutionary France. Just as you get there, the blade drops on Captain Milan's neck, and I would like both Michelle and Guillaume to roll Constitution checks for me, please.
Constitution. Yeah, Michelle, right? You do.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Succeed! Ha! New Michelle succeeds on rolls.
Okay.
All it took was 5 years in the sewer.
Okay, at this point, as there is a drop of the blade, and just as Etienne above sees these weird symbols, these concentric glowing blue circles kind of moving just as the blade drops, as the blade pierces the neck and the eyes and the mouth of Milan are still moving as it drops to the ground, there is a tear and a rip for Guillaume and Michelle. At this point, I would like everybody not named Michelle to roll a d6 and add the result back to your sanity. And I would like Michelle to roll a 5d4 and add that result back to his sanity, as the time underground has helped him quite a bit.
Only 2 points, but it's still 2 points.
Oh.
I can't exceed my max though, right?
11 sanity. Boom! I just doubled my sanity.
God, you need that so bad.
I didn't have bad sanity anyway.
Yeah.
We good.
Well, it must be nice.
Well,
Okay, so as that all comes back, Guillaume, as you were the one that was continuing to watch as the blade dropped and took the life of Captain Milan, you bore witness to the sundering of reality.
Okay.
The two of you down here, very similar to what you saw at Comte Fenelix's estate, as the entire world turns purple. A sea and a swirling mass of this purple and black ink encapsulates the sky as Paris, the people that were watching, the knitting women, the children waving their flags, disappear. It is just you and Michelle in another Paris.
Michelle?
Hello.
Are you seeing what I'm seeing?
Oh, I'm seeing what you're seeing. That's not normal at all. Something happened when Milan just got killed.
But did I notice I don't know if I had a good view of the actual execution. I wouldn't have noticed the actual blade.
No, it was actually on the side that you all wouldn't have been able to see.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
What do you think this is?
This is very similar to when we are with Fenlik.
Yes.
And your friends are not there anymore.
Oh, maybe we should go through that rift. And go find them. Okay. Do we go for a return to reality? Sure. Sorry. Oh, okay. Well, maybe we can go help our friends. If Fenelix is behind all of this, I would like to challenge him again, you know?
Oh, I did not get a chance to do anything.
Yeah, well, you did fight him that one time you told me about.
Yeah, I mean, so one time I got him, and then it's all too many people does not work out for me.
I'm sure this time... I place a hand on your naked body. This time, I'm sure you'll do better.
Thank you.
And so will I. I will make him into a flesh tapestry this time.
Oh, that's a great idea.
Like the one I've got back home.
Well, the decision has been made. Let's go.
Let's go. And team high five. Break the huddle. Into the rift.
team, go. Okay. As you guys walk up and push the grate off and enter Paris.
Wait. Michelle's a ghoul now? I'm just kidding.
He's a ghoul in training.
We're never
Okay.
gonna mention
Oh,
it
okay.
again.
All right. Like, it's still training.
I mean,
He's a
GIT.
git.
Had a ghoul. I've only got a green lightsaber, you know.
Right.
Or a blue
He's
one.
got the one braid still.
Yeah. The
I thought that
midichlorians.
instead of the one braid, I thought he just had like another body part.
Midichlorians.
Midichlorians. It's all the midichlorians in the bodies.
You see, Michelle. Each side and each and every one of us there is tiny little ghoul fish that swim around. And then upon you growing up, you could really harness them. It's called the Force.
Can
Now you're a ghoul.
can you say I will find you?
I'll find you, and I will kill you.
Oh my God! Can we?
Hello there, General Kenobi. I want that's what Fenelix's first line to be is "Hello there," and just spreads all its lightsaber.
Michelle Kenobi.
What's that, Misha Binks? Oh no.
Oh my God!
Michelle suddenly hates sand. He just it gets everywhere.
I hate blood. Blood gets everywhere. Ripping down from the suit. This is how we get off on tangents.
It's so sticky and red.
Oh my God.
Let's get mad.
Dude, I didn't know you did Liam Neeson. That was great.
Neither did I.
Can we entirely retcon Babin that he's actually Liam Neeson?
He's actually Liam Neeson.
We don't even retcon. He's been Liam Neeson the whole time.
The whole
Never
time.
realized it.
You didn't realize I've been here the whole time.
It's
He's just
not
been
too
French
late for
Liam
that,
Neeson.
is
Takes
it?
off his hand and he just suddenly is Liam Neeson.
It's just
Put
a
on
it's,
your
it's,
sweet-
it's
no,
a
no.
gun.
It's like Mission Impossible. You just take off the hand.
Can you put on
All
your
new
Liam
person.
Neeson hand?
That's why he's so good at killing people, is because he's Liam Neeson.
Oh my god, it fit.
He has a very particular set of skills.
Oh my god.
Wait.
Actually.
And then Joseph turns into his daughter, who just runs everywhere for no reason. Just every shot she's running.
I can do that for you if you promise.
Oh my god. Okay. You guys get up onto the city streets of
How does Paris react to Liam Neeson's presence?
they're not sure. It's either a blockbuster or they don't care about it. So it can go.
Is he also Aslan? Does this mean we have god powers too?
The wigs are just falling off at this point. They at his presence nearby, they're just falling off.
Wait, is that like panties dropping?
Yes.
We.
Benjamin Franklin liked French women because they didn't wear panties. That's a true fact. Sorry.
Well, thanks for bringing us down with historical facts as it's back to.
That's the end of the show tonight. Thank you very much.
Back to my chlorians, please.
Thank you to sponsors. See this.
Search the contract. There has to be a way out. Okay, so you guys get up onto the streets of Paris as the swirl of purple and black has taken the sky. Everybody, the two of you roll spot hiddens for me, please.
For the ghouls?
The
golden ghouls?
The golden ghouls.
Thank
Nope.
them for being.
That's more like it. That's a Michelle we know and love. 99.
There he is.
He's still in there.
Oh, we lost you.
That misty-eyed boy from Paris.
All right, it's gonna be a lot easier to be mean to Michelle. It's fine.
Yeah, as you climb back up onto the streets, Guillaume, you notice that there isn't any movement anywhere except for one particular area where you see a small, almost a jet black figure is sitting hunched over and appears to be doing something manual, some type of handwork. It's not a good enough spot hidden to tell. It could be sculpture. It could be maybe painting of some type. It's some type of craft as it seems to be working and manipulating something in its hands. But other than that, the streets of Paris are empty.
How
Kind of nice out here.
In before Cat's Cradle.
what is the size of this individual? Is he like an adult, a child, teenager kind of, or?
You can't tell the
Okay.
age of the person, but the size of the person, roughly 5 feet, very thin, and appears to not be wearing any type of clothing or jewelry, and the body is jet black. You know, not dark of skin, absent of color. It is just absolutely black.
Yeah. Grabs Michelle. Michelle.
Hey.
So there's nobody else here except for this. Right there. You
Oh
see him?
yeah, I realize that now. What do you think he's doing over there? He's doing some kind of handwork.
I don't even know if it's a...
Maybe that's Babin.
No. There's something wrong.
Hmm.
There's no color. There's nothing. It's just... Do you see?
Yeah, it's all like monochrome. Maybe we should talk to him, see what's going on.
After you, I might scare him off, so...
Or you are still very naked. I go towards this gentleman.
As you are walking over, let's have both of you roll listen checks.
There it is! 100.
Yeah.
100, that's a fumble. I rolled a 99, and then I rolled a 100 on a D100. Fuck my life. And a 96 from Guillaume.
Yeah, I don't know how... Look at
You
how...
guys are great.
We've been down in the sewers way too long.
Yeah, for too long.
Willpower.
Right. Okay. So yeah, right. As you're walking up here, even with the absence of any other sound, perhaps it is the pop of the mystical and occultish energies that have seemed to transport you to this place. You hear a hum, kind of a not necessarily a definable sound, but it seems to be a background noise that is growing. And as you walk up, you see this small creature, this small humanoid that is manipulating something. Michelle, you get closer and you realize that this person seems to be carving something.
Michelle's sorry, has like he's like cut off his own ears in some ritual and he's placed someone else's ears on him and they just don't work. Huh? Looks like he's carving something there. You know, like can't tell what though.
Can I try to smell if he is human or something else?
Yeah, roll a sniffer check.
In fact, it is
Sniffer check.
Gives donates £15 free wild magic surges for Terry. Thank you, Isriva. We all know he deserves it.
Oh, extreme.
Damn.
I'm not even in the scene.
Just start rolling.
Okay, because of that,
Above ground, Terry's kicking ass, doing just everything he's doing is just amazing.
Guillaume, as you approach and you begin to actually be able to differentiate the smells of the strange place, much like it was in Comte Fenelix, where you were able to discern that there were an absence of the revelers and a obvious presence that you were able to later identify as the footmen and things like that. When you get closer to this figure, you realize it's something that you've never smelled before. It's not a ghoul, it is not human, it's not Fenelic, it's not one of the footmen. It has almost a sterile quality to it, and it's almost as if the absence of a true smell is its smell. It just seems to not have that type of glandular pheromone type of emission that your senses would pick up on.
Interesting.
An anti-smell.
An anti-smell.
Well, no actual color of skin, so
Does he smell like a Dutchman?
absence of color. No, he smells. He smells like nothing. Nothing at all. It's just smellless.
Oh, that's weird. Hello? Excuse me.
At this point, the Carver looks up, but the face, or where the face would be on the humanoid, is completely blank.
Oh dear.
It is featureless. It is a flat mask, and whatever the creature is carving, it places it at its feet and walks over to where the guillotine would have been in your world, stands up and projects from some unknown way or some unknown vocal action, Louis Milan. And then it walks back and begins to carve again
Milan.
on its step.
Milan, that's a city. Maybe we need to go to Milan.
What was the captain, or who was it? The captain or sergeant?
It's a football
The,
team.
What was his
the
first name?
captain, Louis Milan.
It was, okay. I was just making sure. I was like, is this another Milan person that we need to know? But in my snarky response would have been, no, Michelle, this is Milan that just died.
Oh, now that makes more sense. Okay.
Yes. Okay, you can be Milan, and I will be the, I don't know. You stand over here. Go.
Are you putting me in a guillotine?
There's nothing here.
Oh, okay, good. Oh yeah, I know that. Hello, I am Louis Milan. Friends.
The creature looks up.
Hello.
Maybe he's Louis.
Oh, that's so good. We got the same name. Can you help us? We're lost. We're trying to find our friends, the soldiers.
The features the face just kind of stares at you.
It's okay. I know he's naked, but it's fine. It's not going to hurt you or anything.
Perhaps we what if we just try yelling Milan's
It's a
name?
good idea.
Just we try? Yes. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Luis Milan.
Luis! Milan! Luis!
As you yell names, the creature seems to be following the sound of the name back and forth from the two of you, as if it would be cocking an ear towards each of you as you utter it, but it's just moves back and forth and only seems to react when you say the name.
Oh.
Likes the name, doesn't it? Is there anything around here of Milan that is left?
What is it doing in its hands again? What was in its hands?
Carving something?
It was carving something.
Maybe it's trying to carve his name?
Oh, we can go see.
Yeah.
I can go see if you'd like.
Yeah, if we can get a closer look, see what he's carving. Thanks, Scrap, for the raid!
Roll spot hiddens for me and roll listen checks. Tell me if you succeed, please.
I'll let you know when I fail. There it is. Fail on 1, and fail on 2.
I got the spot hidden, but not the listen.
Just as suspected.
Gosh
Okay,
darn listen.
Guillaume, as you kind of creep forward, you're able to see that there is a disc, or perhaps several discs of obsidian that seems to be just as dark as the creature, only you believe it to be obsidian because it holds a sheen or a shine. There's a bit of a gloss to it. And the creature seems to be using it's not a defined fingernail, but it seems that maybe whatever would be considered the thumb on this creature goes to a needle point, and it's working that point into the obsidian disc. You can see that it does seem to be writing something in French, but you can tell that the alpha numerics, the actual symbols, but you can't read what it's writing because it continues to kind of work the coin or the disc as much as it does its own nail as it's kind of working into it.
I'm going to approach it and try to sit right next to it, just get a closer look.
As soon as you sit down next to it, the face again rises and looks directly at you, or would if it had eyes.
Yeah.
And it kind of cocks its head as if waiting.
Reaching for this thing in its hands.
Okay.
Be careful.
As soon as you start to reach, the creature opens the hand, and you're able to pull out a disc. There seem to be several in its hand stacked in a very precise manner. And as you pull it, while it looks and holds the symbol and the symmetry of a coin, it is natural in construction in that it has thinner edges and wider edges, but it's too symmetrical for nature. But as you pull it and look at it, it has one word written on it, and it says phenolic.
Okay. Michelle.
Yes.
I think we need to find phenolic.
Oh, on our own. Okay.
Is this yeah?
Weird.
As you all are sitting there holding those things, the sound that has been building in front of you that would have been a warning had any of you actually succeeded on a listen, now begins to chant and scream. And both of you hear a word repeated in giggles and laughter and a chaos, a maniacal speech, as the word or the term Azathoth, 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 over and over, as there's laughter and giggles and crying, and it just seems to envelop you as the creature stands up and it begins to juggle the coins back and forth in an almost completely opaque stream, like a slinky, as it goes back and forth in rhythm to these cries and cackles of Azathoth, Azathoth, as it's over and over again. And I need you both to make constitution checks, please.
Oh dear.
Extreme
Give your heads
success.
up when I fail. There it is.
Oh boy.
Okay, so Guillaume, you see your companion of the last 5 years drop to the ground unconscious as the creature turns back to you and its gaze looks up and you hear a tear or a rip behind you. What would you like to do?
Tear or rip behind me, as in my body, or just in general backward direction?
No, not in your person, but behind. Sounds like someone has taken a sheet
Did my
and torn
ass
it in
rip
half.
off is what Guillaume wants to know.
Yeah, no, I know. Okay. This
Ass
creature's
rip
still in
off.
front of me?
Ass rip off.
Yep,
That's it.
ass rip off, right? And the creature in front of you is staring into the sky, and you hear this sound of sundering, this sound of tearing behind you.
How far is Michelle's body from me?
Right beside you. You guys are, kind of investigating this creature together.
Okay. I'm gonna grab him, pick him up, kind of fireman's carry style, and jump like in the opposite direction of where this nonsense is happening.
Okay. So as you jump, are you jumping towards the rip, towards the creature, back towards the sewers?
Well, the rip is between us and the sewers, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Gonna jump over the creature.
Okay, you're gonna hurdle the creature? Sure. Roll me a strength check to see if you can take Babin with you, or Babin. See if you can take Michelle with you as you
Babin,
jump.
you're coming along.
All right.
Hard success.
Okay, so you leap over, and as you land on the other side, the creature doesn't react at all. It just continues to toss these coins back and forth through its hands as in a slinky pattern as it's staring up, and this Azathoth continues to rock Paris as you see stones and dust start to crack down from this Paris 2.0. And it seems that the entire place is experiencing some type of seismic event, earthquake, or perhaps it was being sundered by the sound.
Okay. I'm gonna punch it. I'm just gonna punch it. Like,
You're gonna punch the creature?
yeah, in the head.
Okay, roll a fighting brawl for me.
Get him.
It's
This is a terrible idea.
do. It's exactly what Liam.
Oh, shit, what up?
Yeah.
Okay, so with a ghoulish strength, keeping Michelle kind of over the shoulder in a fireman's carry, you rip into this creature, and hitting it feels as if you're hitting stone, but it does react. It's not something that, you're hitting something that's of a vast density or a size too large to move. When you hit it, you feel the bones in your hands almost give, but the creature goes forward, and as the creature goes forward, all of these discs or coins go flying through the air. Roll a spot hidden for me.
Okay. Damn it. Nope.
Okay. As they go, the coins flip up and hit the ground, and you begin to see something on them. But as you hit the ground, you splash in the sewer water as you and Michelle are apparently back in whatever reality you consider home.
Okay.
You still have a disc, though.
Yeah, see, it was between punching him or trying to snag the discs out of the air. But I'm not very fast. Well, I'm kind of fast, but not that fast. All right.
Smell the discs out of the air.
Yeah. I'm just time travel. Michelle? I don't know. Wait, force him awake.
Yeah, can I wake up, Greg?
You sure can.
Comes back round. Oh, what? Oh. Yeah.
So there's some problem. I'm not exactly sure what it is, but we are back where we were before the purple, that whole thing. And
Oh.
you passed out, and then I punched the creature, and now we're here.
Okay. And we're back where we were, but up there is still all crazy.
Oh, I didn't check.
As you all pull over and kind of return to your Pennywise stance and look outside, you see that the crowd has returned. The structure and the frame of the guillotine is there, and you see that they are cleaning up the body and the head of Captain Milan. As out of the crowd, a little boy carrying a wooden sword runs forward and inexplicably hands it to Sergeant Renault, as if to present him the arms of the realm.
Dangerous to go alone. Take.
Who is this kid? Just a random kid?
Randa, he was one of the kids that had the little tri-colored flags that they were waving. But I see that one of your wild magic surges was anyone wielding a wooden weapon offers it to you. So this boy runs forward and presents you with a wooden sword.
Son of a bitch. Okay.
Nice. And the other ones were all coins in 50 yards appear in a heap next to Terry. And Terry's blood is a sickly green and smells like manure.
Why does everything I touch turn to shit?
Right, and this would be from Guillaume's point of view, that even within the sewers, it really smells like Terry is. Yeah, you definitely
like
can
him.
tell it's Terry because of the strong manure smell coming from both him and any of the water in the nearby area that always seemed to be contaminated by Sergeant Terry Renault. Also,
So you've got typhoid.
as the body is being taken away, several people begin to throw coins, liking the spectacle. They're not much more than the equivalent of a penny in revolutionary France, but they begin to kind of pull up and roll down the steps, many of them collecting at the feet of Sergeant Terry Renault.
Dang.
OF cheers for Sergeant getting wood. Thank you, my friend. If we can see them, are we within in distance?
Yes, you are within psting distance.
Good. I'm really gonna psst these guys off and see if I can just kind of.
All of you roll listen checks for me, please.
Michelle, you have something in your mouth?
Yes. Thank you. See if we can get it out. This is a bit of the foot from earlier. There it is. Guys, down here.
As is fitting, only Joseph hears this.
It's like a nightmare.
Joseph's gonna kind of casually do the thing you do. He's like, Sergeant, Joseph Babin, come here. Do not look. Don't look. But do you remember Michel?
I do. He was my favorite soldier.
Yes.
Besides Etienne.
And the thing is, no one could ever figure out why that was, but everyone's allowed to have favorites. He is remember how he is thirstier than a neglected ficus? Well, he's trying to get our attention right now, and he's I think he's the great God fucking damn.
I don't. What are you saying? I don't understand. Where is Michel?
Michel.
I haven't seen him in about 5 years.
So by the sound of his, which will never stop haunting me, he is in the sewer. So I'm going to point with my elbow so we don't draw attention to it. Honestly, do we need him? I don't know.
Why would Michel be in the sewer?
I don't know. Why does Michel do anything?
Is this some kind of strange fascination you have with Michel? I know you kissed him on the mouth one time.
Oh no.
Why would you?
Yes, everyone is trying to forget that.
No, it is only you. You say it every time.
Why?
I remember it
How
vividly.
far? How
in
far
this
are?
moment, Sergeant, for the very first time in my life, I wish I was a man.
I wish you were man all the time.
I am a man.
Babin,
Best man. Okay.
Yes. Oui.
you think Guillaume is with him? It will be worth it if Guillaume is with him.
I grab Guillaume by the.
Oh yeah, Guillaume is with him. So there's a lot of people, and
Joseph, do you want to kiss Guillaume as well?
no, but
Okay. I just
do we acknowledge them? I haven't waved back. Do we wave? He's waving now. He's waving.
Babin's barely paying attention. He's still, his eyes still staring on the concentric circles on the blade of the guillotine.
Babin, there's
Yeah.
also like this pile of coins at the sergeant's feet. Do you want to pick that up, like so we can eat food tonight?
Wait.
Put it in your pocketbook hand.
put it inside your storage hand.
To recap, she just asked the one-handed man to pick up all the coins.
Yeah. That's
Shit.
standard.
Okay.
We cannot.
So how far is his feet from where the grate is?
Yeah, how far away are we actually?
We'll say that that Joseph is within swiping distance if anyone were to reach out of the grates and try to
Because
attempt.
I wanted to just meet up with Babin's hand as he's gathering the.
Yeah, I like that. Do that.
I will allow it.
Joseph
what?
is gonna.
Babin.
You just grab his hand.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it's like
Bonjour.
Bonjour. Do you remember us? It's Michelle here.
Oui.
Oh.
Hello.
They're here.
And he kind of looks around, hoping that no one is like staring, and he locks eyes at the lady, probably doing some needle point, and she just doesn't care. He goes back, and he's like, and then
You here? We should meet up. Where? This isn't the time.
Tell him to come to our house.
I can hear you. But yes, you could come to the house.
Can Joseph hear all
You
this?
have a
since
house?
She got a really good listen check.
Down to here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you guys can all hear this. Even Terry can hear this at this point.
Hello, Terry.
Shh.
I told you, Sergeant, he is thirstier than a fucking ficus.
Shut up. Everything is fine. And Terry's trying to be the only normal person.
I
Right.
know.
The crowd off.
I know. It's all good.
Shut up.
Is the basket of heads anywhere nearby?
Bring those to the house.
Bring him down. Yeah, come on.
I would like a snack.
But I mean, they're
Shall I
being
make you dinner?
Ah,
collected. So.
you can bring dessert.
Joseph is gonna knock, as Joseph, she's gonna knock her hat off and go, "Oh no, the wind!" and bend over to pick it up. And she says, "Guillaume, Guillaume,
Yes.
The wind.
we were supposed to meet for brunch like 7 times. You never show. What's wrong with you?"
Looks really windy up
A
there.
handful.
What's the weather like up there? Looks really windy.
Michelle, the adults are talking. Shut up.
Ah, and
He had an ear chance.
As he cups a fake ear.
Another ear.
he brings up an ear and puts it to his upper ear. This one's bigger. Try again.
You know the fucking sergeant told on me, but that's okay.
She fucked the
Well,
sergeant.
Why is Milan dead?
I do not know. Well, we have some things to tell you about this. This is not the time and place.
Oh, we're going to
I normally
Milan.
pretend to look for a hat.
Michelle, please.
Michelle, shh.
Where are we going?
S'il vous plaît.
Michelle, why don't you start going right now and we'll meet you there?
Which way?
West.
That way.
I'm gonna spin you. Tell me when to stop.
It'll be just like that time we did not meet you for lunch. Where can we meet you? You have a house? Michelle says you have a house. A house? Really? That doesn't seem like you, but that's okay.
I mean,
I'm very interested to see this house.
We.
okay. You can meet us at the catacombs, and we will bring you here.
You know, that's perfect because we have a reason to go to. Now we have 2 reasons to go to the catacombs. So we will
Well,
meet
if
you.
we go to the catacombs without getting enlisted there, they're going to start questioning why don't we try to get the job there.
I'm sure
I'll
the
get
sergeant knows a guy who knows a guy who can get us.
Everything is fine. Move along. Yes.
Nobody wants to do catacombs.
Everybody's like, what's happening?
And then you hear Martin go, "Oh no, my contact! Everyone help me look for it."
Oh, it's down here. I got one. And I go,
An eye.
And I get an eyeball.
An eyeball comes
want
out of the grate.
Martin like crouches, like,
It's like Pirates of the Caribbean.
she grabs it up and says, "Oh no, that's not it. Okay, that's good."
How weak does Michelle have to be? He has to shot put an eyeball.
Yeah. He's got like a strength of 90. That's the funny thing. He like javelin runs. Spins around in a circle with it.
Well,
Got the ocular nerve.
Catacombs, yes.
We thought we shall meet you at the catacombs. Nights probably. I think. We can make that promise, can't we, Babin?
How big is the eyeball?
Yeah, wait.
Babin, you are the only competent one here, so if you say it's going to happen, it better fucking happen.
Wait.
We.
He's like not the brightest one, but he's just like he's the only one that's getting shit done. Is it just by pure luck?
Wait.
At the catacombs at let's say midnight. That's good. It's like lunchtime, but at nighttime.
Mid-noir.
I make lunchtime.
Oh, that's gonna be on my test on Thursday. Minuit, actually.
I mean, we.
Good that I know.
I made it up, so I'm glad I was
You were
close.
so close.
You can also
There's
take the
gonna be
test.
a lot of things on my test.
I know French, kind of.
That's because
I
you've
can
been
get
on-
it probably a C.
It's because you've been on this show, which, as we all
Right.
know, is
With-
historically
which
accurate
is
and
historically
educational.
Historical
accurate.
accuracy of French
And
checks.
culturally accurate.
Culturally accurate.
And
100%.
culturally sensitive as well.
Absolutely.
anything.
We don't wanna-
It's also historically accurate.
Honestly,
Yeah.
if we decide that Liam Neeson was around at that time, I feel like we're doing France a favor at this point.
I looked it up on Wiki.
Liam.
It's
Liam Neeson.
Liam Neeson. is-
Guillaume Neeson.
Guillaume
Guillaume Neeson.
Guillaume Neeson.
Oh.
I am Liam Neeson.
So good.
What do you think Guillaume is?
So,
ah!
Actually, Babin's the only historically accurate person because I read a definition of a sapper the other day, and I was like, "Holy shit, myth is actually really the true. You're the real fucking deal, man."
Yeah, blow shit up.
No, that was they were like, these people can do literally anything they want. They're like, they do this, they do that. I was like,
Except he has an arm. He's missing an arm. So there's like he could do
Actually,
everything he could put his mind to, except
lots
for like
of sappers
grab
and
things.
miners lost arms and legs.
Except for grab things.
There's a side orientation video that plays on a fucking loop that tells me that every 5 minutes. At the
I'm
music
still
in my
trying to
work.
pick up the coins. I think.
So the catacombs.
So the guy
Right.
Martina's gonna
Midnight
go,
rolls
"Oh,
around.
I found my contact," and she's gonna stand up and she's gonna say, "Sasha, we have to get
2 hours later, part 2.
We should do that now. We're going to go. Do you know that Michelle and Guillaume have a house? I think they got married. Isn't that nice?"
Who are you talking to?
The sergeant. She stood up. She found her
Alright,
contract. She's gonna
He
pretend
said,
to put it back
"That
down.
is not. Listen, it is not. That is not possible. This is not the fairy tale you live in, Joseph Martin. That Guillaume is a man, and
We've got
Michelle is
eyeballs.
a man as well. They cannot marry.
I would like to let you know that the chances that Michelle knows those things are very slim.
Unless, of course, that the skinless pope performed the marriage ceremony. It is not possible.
You know, actually, I think we did him a
We
favor.
have one of those.
We got one down there. Come on.
Let's go.
I made my own.
How many more people have to die today? What's our timetable like? I think we need to get ourselves transferred.
I think we have at least 6 more people on the schedule for
Oh, send them down
Yesterday
here.
it was only 4.
Maybe.
This is really getting excessive.
Send down the blood down here. It's good.
Well, that's it, unless someone else pisses off anyone else at all.
Possible, yeah.
Hey, Sergeant, it smells like you down here.
Everything, move along.
Everything is great. Oh,
Everything is
yes,
fine.
Viva la France.
Getting a lot of dairy.
We'll have more beheading soon.
Oh, look at
Do
Okay,
I know? So who is my new commanding officer, Greg?
At this point, you report to the Society General, which is a collection of citizens that are. It's essentially the mob that you guys had to quell before. Has elected a body of officials, and you
This
guys
guy happens to have oil burns all over his body.
Just it's like he like looks at Babbitt and assigns him to literal like manure duty.
All right.
Yeah. So how long before we get off of this detail?
You guys are there until about dusk. As soon as the light fades, they of course don't want to cut off anybody's head without it being in full view of everyone. So as soon as the sun goes down, you all are dismissed.
What happens to the basket of heads?
It is taken away.
No. How can Martine get on her hands on the basket of heads? She wants to bring a housewarming gift.
You want to try to get a hold of the basket of heads?
Yeah, I mean, she knows Guillaume likes the eyes, so.
Well, the basket of heads they're taken off with the bodies to be interred. So if you're going to want to...
Can she talk herself onto hermit duty so she can just take them over to the catacombs?
Okay, well, that's what you guys are going to the catacombs for that same duty. So
basket of heads and a bottle of wine.
It might be different heads, but it's, you're still going to have bodies and whatnot over there.
Good.
What's your sanity at?
0. Hers is at 0.
Right. Yeah.
No, Martine's parents taught her well. You always bring a bottle of wine and a snack when you go to someone's house for the first time.
That's right, but I'm talking about the head part. What's your sanity at?
0.
Look, it's not a snack for me. It's a snack for them. I respect their lifestyle. It's fine.
Okay. So midnight rolls around. Is there anything that that Team Ghoul wants to do? Is there anything that Team Soldier wants to do?
Oh, I think we want to get the place ready. Like
yeah, because we obviously been cleaning up.
Cleaning all the surfaces of blood.
Yeah.
It's like drapes of skin.
Yeah, we put all the drapes of skin.
We
like
have
in the
leather
closet.
furniture. Okay.
Yeah. Rag and blood and rub it on new places.
Right, rub it on the wall.
Yeah, we put the like all our shit in the spare.
Walls are too clean for guests.
We put it in the spare cellar. Yeah, we dirty everything up.
Yeah.
You do what like Steve and I do, which is like throw all the like dirty clothes and everything into the bedroom and shut the door.
Shut the door.
Like, look how clean it is.
Weird.
But they call it the living room.
No one ever goes in there.
Kidneys, livers, right.
Yep.
That's our neighbors. Don't go.
This is our neighbor's room. That's 20 retweets as well.
Nice.
Perfect timing.
Okay, 20 retweets. How about this? Who should show up? Who should show up at pick
the
dinner party?
at the dinner party? Who's going to show up at Michelle and Guillaume's uninvited?
Ooh, nice. Underneath that line, guys, throw some ideas there in chat. Beautiful.
Uninvited guests.
Oh, that's so.
Could it be that creature that wants to summon Azathoth?
No.
No.
Then we can take the rest of the discs.
Okay, so as you all are now, how are the soldiers
headless
going to
Fenalik?
right? How are you guys going to handle this? The soldiers, are you guys getting on catacomb duty, or are you just going to the catacombs?
I want to get on catacomb duty.
I would as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the easiest way is you guys, very similar to the way it was done in the first couple episodes, you are assigned to catacomb duty. Only this time, as you get there, the workers that are kind of congregated to help potentially move the interred remains from the crypts and burial grounds and cemeteries inside the walls down into the catacombs, these very, beggars and hobos and incredibly destitute people are waiting, hoping and praying for work. And as the three of you are on guard duty, your job and your assignment wasn't to guard these people. It was to guard the catacombs themselves, to make sure that nobody enters. As an asterisk, Guillaume and Michelle would know that this catacomb section has been sealed off to Guillaume and the rest of Ghoul Nation that may or may not have used it as feeding hunting grounds before. It has been sealed and kind of cordoned off. As you are all waiting there, you see 6 very silent carts being brought down the street. Each of them are drawn by men that are as gaunt and as shriveled and as helpless looking as the ones that are waiting for work. Only in the first cart, there appear to be 12 very large humanoids, presumably men. You can't tell though, because they are wearing almost neck to feet robes, and they have burlap sacks tied around their necks with holes cut out. And as they ride up, a resplendent white steed clatters along beside them as you get your first look at Citizen Rigault. And as Citizen Rigault throws his leg over the side of the saddle and slides off to the ground, you realize several things. The man is no longer heavy. He is no longer old. He is no longer dying. He is the epitome of youth, health, and vibrance as he kind of strides around. And as soon as he hits the ground, the 12 in the back of the cart begin to stand up, get down, go to the other carts, and are scooping up skulls and heads and starting to take them down into the catacombs. Rigault looks around and he sees the 3 of you, and his eyes narrow for a second as he saddles up and says, "Do I know you?"
Does he look like Ryan Reynolds?
He looks a little bit like Ryan Reynolds now.
Yeah, so the sergeant's screwed, right?
God damn it. It's me in real life, not me in France. So having spoken to Milan and kind of getting this guy's shady business, he looks to this new Rigault and he says, I do not believe so. I have never seen you before in my life. What are you doing down here?
Roll a fast talk, deception.
I've never seen you in my life. Who are you?
Where's deception?
It was really weird. I met a guy at a coffee shop locally. Go ahead, Greg.
No, I'm sorry. I was just going to say fast talk, charm, or persuasion. Go ahead, Will.
I met a guy at a coffee shop. He goes, "Man, you look really familiar. Do I know you?" And I was like, "Nope." He's like, "Really? Not from anywhere?" I was like, "I don't do anything. You do not know who I am."
Nope.
No, you've never seen me.
Is there
in
any
your
way
life.
that we can?
He's like waiting to have a conversation.
Yeah, I
Nope.
was like, nope.
Is there any way we can help him?
Nat 20.
That's a good idea.
Oh.
Never mind.
Okay, so you nat 20 this shit.
Mhm.
And he stares at you and kind of narrows his eyes for a second, but then nods and, "Don't let anyone come down here. Get rid of that rabble," as he kind of throws his nose towards the thin and wayward workers that were hoping to get some work. But they've been dismissed as he has apparently brought his own.
Is there anything you need assistance with? Are you moving bodies out of the catacombs? What are you doing? What is happening?
Just keep them out. And he heads down into the catacombs, followed by the 12. And you 3 can roll spot hiddens for me.
Also, myself and Guillaume have wild magic surges from Latu. Which we can,
You probably get it while you're
while we're
trying to clean
cleaning
the
up.
house. Yeah. Oh,
Yep,
look at
yep.
this.
Oh, no.
I failed.
Okay, so as you guys are watching, you realize that they are carrying these heaps of heads and skulls into the catacombs without any light.
Do I still have my basket of heads though for the housewarming present?
They are?
Never got a basket of heads.
I did. We had this conversation.
And he said,
Roll
no.
anything to get it.
If you would like to go over to the cart and pull out some heads, you can do so.
Yes.
By
Yes,
the
you
way, my wild magic surge, my pockets are filled with stringy pasta.
Again.
Again.
Yep. It's a twofer.
Yeah. So,
Joey
I was
Disney
saying,
made that.
And then, the next potion that Guillaume imbibes makes his face invisible.
Chroma keyed face.
Yep.
Can it just be like his face skin though? So like we get to see all of the grossness behind his
I mean,
face.
Right, yeah.
Well, we got a cool face thing, and we know what we're having for dinner tonight. Just...
Right.
Stringy pasta.
It's like
It could be stringy pasta.
Yep.
Okay,
So it
yeah,
looks
instead
like
of stringy
Wait,
pasta,
Is there marinara sauce or Alfredo?
We're gonna have to. I think we're gonna have to find out. It may not.
Improvise.
Yeah.
instead
It's
of stringy
ghoulish spaghetti.
pasta, instead of stringy pasta, we're going to say that Michelle currently has a 2 pocket full of carefully pulled veins from various corpses. As he has been deveining, it's one of their cooking. They're trying to
Like
cook
shrimp.
French now.
Like
Yeah.
shrimp.
Yeah,
Like
like
shrimp.
Trying to
When
devein
you say you're
everything.
deveining it, but really it's like poo.
He's a really vain guy.
Same
you're
thing.
just- yeah. So you just have a pocket full of kryptonite and veins.
Does your blood not smell like poop?
Yours does. I know that much.
Mine does. Yeah, it's a normal everyday thing. Deveining, it's the same thing.
Okay, and at this point, as Rigault and the dozen or so people that are helping him out disappear into the catacombs, we'll say at this point, Guillaume and Michelle kind of saddle up as the rest of the workers disperse. You guys are able to clear to the front of the catacombs without anybody seeing you.
There is a
With our
cart,
basket
right?
of heads.
What is the cart drawn by?
Omelette
Goat.
du fromage. Come on.
Now,
My
On
own
our
for
side,
some
it's a
reason,
different cart.
these are very large, very stout, very girthy, and surprisingly veiny goats. And as soon
Why-
as
Why
Michelle,
did you just describe a dick to us?
Just
I don't
a
know
goat.
what
You
your
know
kind
why.
of divine,
It's a goat.
right?
The normal American
Just
goat.
a normal. Well, the question isn't it? Is it American goat? Is it European? Is
It's a normal throbbing goat.
What's
Like,
the overland
Right.
speed of
What's
one
the
of
big
those?
deal?
Right.
Bread and
These are
butter.
all circumcised
Bread
goats, right?
and butter.
of course,
They're
of course.
so American.
Yeah.
So
They're Jewish.
It's for cleanliness
there.
reasons.
Keep those goats
no!
clean, goddammit. Dirty goats.
So I'm gonna try to pull one of the goats in front of the the goat carriage in front of the catacombs entrance.
To what purpose? Are you trying to block it, or are you just
Yeah.
trying to? Okay,
No
yeah,
reason.
you're able.
No reason.
Just
No,
shits and
It's
gigs.
just for me.
He just wants to pull one of the goats.
Yeah, but
Let
I'm gonna
him
look.
pull one of the
So
goats.
so if I imagine it's like a almost like a portcullis, right? So what I want to do is like back it up to the entrance there, so it
Get
looks
low.
like it's there, so that's it's easy access to remove corpses.
Get low,
But
get
really,
low.
it's there to block the entrance from people getting out.
A goat colors.
The goat colors.
It is a good. That's right. Okay, let's try. Let's see what would be the best thing for you to move these goats over.
I have persuasion. Can I persuade the goats?
You cannot persuade the goats.
By
We're
literally
gonna do-
holding anything as food.
Okay.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna take-
I feel like you could persuade a goat though.
I will go
Fabric.
natural world or navigate. I will allow.
I will go with navigate. Ka-chow! Nope.
Perfect.
I'm not spending
Okay,
luck on that.
so as you are trying to, these goats just seem, their attention, they're very distracted. As these goats seem to have eyes only for one of your number. And as Guillaume and Michelle walk up, the goats, the pair that are pulling each of the carts, 12 goat heads kind of follow Michelle as he walks in.
Of course they do.
Yes, Michelle, you look terrible.
I don't question it at all.
Could you you have an affinity with omelette du fromage? Could you
Oh.
move these goats for me?
My old friend, is he still here?
Not currently. These are goats, as you can see.
Oh, yes.
Omelette is a horse.
That is a goatlet du fromage.
Goatlet du fromage. Yes, that's what we call them. All 12 of them are goatlet du fromage.
Ah, that's nice. I'll help them. Okay, come on in, everyone. Take your shoes off there in the pile of blood, and come past the flesh tapestry, and well, come in.
Are we wait, they're coming out, but we're going back down to the catacombs, right?
They did not come out of the catacombs. Yeah, you guys are not close to your home at this point. You met at the catacombs. So you would have to take them to the catacombs, but currently they're on guard duty.
This is the porch.
If you wanted to, right? If do you want Michelle to attempt to back that goat up to the entrance? Or...
Yeah, let's back her up.
Get low.
No roll required. They do everything that Michelle says.
Yeah, unquestioningly.
So wrong in so many ways.
Just in about half a second, the goat just obeys. Been trained.
Michelle, we finally found something you are good at.
Hmm? Oh yes, the goats and I, we have an affinity.
Yes. Yes, I can see that. That's special.
He nods. Come in then. Let's go to the catacombs.
Wait.
We are here.
Go to our house. You know what I'm saying.
Catacomb. The home.
The catacomb.
Wait. We cannot leave. We are not.
Catacomb is where the heart is.
We are on duty. We cannot leave. We are guarding this.
Oh, you're still soldiers? Oh, that's nice.
Yes, it pays the bills. It keeps my husband from dying. You know, it's the things.
Oh, that's nice.
What if we, Sergeant? What if we lie? What if we find another? You know, we just dismissed some soldiers. What if we find another soldier? We write a nice note to Rigault saying we were called away, and this soldier.
What's the worst that could happen if you're not watching here?
Rigault will kill us.
Yeah, that's probably going to happen.
I'll make sure the goats don't kill you.
No, you don't understand.
Rigault. Goats can't kill you.
Oh,
No.
I thought you said Rigault.
I did say Rigault, the doctor. Did you see the attractive young man that walked down there?
He used to be like not hot, but now he looks like Ryan Reynolds.
I wish you were a man so bad. Every day.
You know, I would say me too, but this is so much more fun.
Listen. When you were, did you see that Milan was killed?
Yes.
Yes. Perhaps we should talk about this. You know, in a quieter place where there's no one else around, like at home.
Milan lost his Milan.
Yeah, wait, no, there is no one else around, Michel.
Oh, okay.
It is just the four of us.
Then yes,
and Guillaume.
That's right. And well, I count the goats as well. The goats are always listening. You see, they're always listening.
Guillaume, I'm sorry. I'm not entirely sure if you're a person or what. I didn't want to be rude.
No, you haven't changed.
I will not talk to this man.
Milan, he said that Rigault is the one that killed him. He's killing everyone that was involved in the incident with Confenilik.
Remember how we gave all the books on how to be the evil, powerful vampire to Rigault?
Mm-hmm.
So, Michel and Kim, we are guesstimating that Rigault went, I am dying and I am a little overweight and the ladies, they do not like me. I'm going to use these books and become a very hot Ryan Reynolds-esque vampire. This is also evil and is going to get rid of everybody who knows who I am. Yes. But you know what the sergeant did? The sergeant lied very well.
I did.
It took me a very long time to convince him to lie, but he has suddenly realized that lying is the way to go. And yes, now we have another evil vampire thing on our hands in the form of Renault.
Just like old times.
This must
Ryan
be
Renault.
I have a disc that has Fenelix's name. We need to go see him, I think.
Oh, I would like to see the disc. Oh, also...
As you guys look over, you see the cart drawn. The goat cart is being pushed aside as one of the hooded beings comes out and pushes the cart one-handed out of the way, walks over to the other carts, scoops up heads, and goes back down.
They do not want the... Excuse me, hooded man, they do not want the bodies as well.
The bodies, we have them. I can
help. This is why I backed up the cart for you to just scoop them up and grab them. No? Hello?
They ignore you.
Want them.
Okay.
You do not want them, let the bodies hit the floor, and then we'll take them.
I wish I had the crank that would just tip it, let them fall out.
Right.
Joseph's gonna put a hand on Renault's shoulder. She's gonna say, I am so proud of you. I like Cipro. Like Cipro now. That
Don't-
was second nature.
Am I the only sober one
Lying to
here?
that
I don't
man.
know why. I don't know why she's touching me, Michelle.
You
could
are lying to that man. I never thought you would lie to anyone, and now you have lied twice in one day.
What is
you
happening?
You how freeing this
Michelle,
is.
could
think
you-
she's-
Dying is
Michelle,
great.
I need you to kiss her on the mouth again. She stops talking whenever.
I think she's
No!
dying.
I don't kiss anyone now.
She's having a stroke.
Perhaps you should.
I don't think that's a good idea.
You know,
I've been down
Sergeant,
here for 5 years.
Because you ship it doesn't mean it is a thing.
It will make her stop talking. Then I think it is a great idea. Regardless, the point is that
Regardless.
I spoke to Milan. You said you have a.
Sergeant Renault, go for it.
Godless.
Greg's done. Greg's out.
Michelle and Martin.
Just slip that one in there.
Was that the pun that did it? Greg was regardless. Was that the one that you're done now?
Oh my god, we don't have a keeper anymore.
Oh, he's got Bluetooth
win the
headphones.
game.
It's fine.
You win. That's how you win a tabletop game. Is
literally
you
won the game.
frustrate the shit out of your games master.
Yeah.
Yep.
It worked.
Until they leave.
Guillaume, did I hear you say you have something with Fenelik's name on it?
Yes. So, as you recall, the purple and
Oh, yeah.
French moments that we were back at the Fenlix, and that happens just earlier today. I believe as Milan was being executed, and he encountered a very strange entity who was carving Fenlik name in a black stone. It's back at the house.
Ryan Finalik?
I believe it is. You know, why not?
I am hungry. I mean, should we make our way over there? I mean, I am famished.
I spoke to Milan before he died. I said,
We have
is
food.
there anyone that would know how to stop Rigault? And he said the only one would be Fenelik. I don't
Oh.
think it is coincidence that you have found this, given.
Yes, but Fenrik,
Strange.
he's the bad
You
guy.
can't
isn't
spell
he?
coincidence without coin. Maybe we
There
should
is
check
another
this out.
thing.
Fenrik.
Perhaps no. Has anybody heard the word Azathoth?
I
No.
have.
Bless you.
I have.
I'm asking our characters
I have not.
if they have the mythos knowledge.
I do not know this name.
Have we heard this?
They're all soldiers, and none of them do.
Okay.
I hold out
figured
a
I'd
handkerchief because I thought you may have coughed.
0.
Bless you.
Are you well?
What is this word you say?
I don't know what it is. It seems not good. So this creature
They
that
were
gave
chanting
me,
it.
yes, and it was making all of the area around me falling, and Michelle passed out when they were
He's-
chanting it.
Tactical
Well,
maneuver, Sergeant.
I guess I would imagine so. Wonderful soldier like yourself. What? I don't understand. Who was chanting this?
A creature of some kind. I've never seen anything like it before.
I thought
It
there
had
was
no
only.
face, and no color of the body. It was just blank.
Why did you see this inside the catacombs?
It was just
No.
up there. It's weird.
What?
It was through the rift in the.
The rift.
Do you
What
remember
is-
when
what is this?
we went back in that time and we had that weird place and we were fighting the Dutch again? It was
Oh,
like
the
that.
Purple World. You were
Oh.
in the Purple World.
Wait,
That is not good, Sergeant.
Was the tiny man there with the watch?
No,
Oh.
it was just this one creature. That's it. That's it.
You said he was blanc? You said he was white?
No.
he had a
Wha-
pretty blank face.
Oh.
But his face, there was no face. There was no eyes or mouth, nothing.
Did he have ears? Or did he do what Michelle did and obviously steal some ears?
It's a
These aren't stolen, these were given.
Formless.
Oh, donated. Hmm.
I said these belong in the museum and
And then you stole them
And then
because
I
you didn't
said,
want
so do you, and so I took his ear.
Go on.
Okay, I don't.
Come on, come forward.
I do not follow. I have no idea what we're even talking about. I'm
So
hungry.
They said you are hungry.
We have food back home.
Yeah.
All right. All right, lead away.
Etienne.
What?
Etienne. Guillaume eats people.
That's why, Sergeant. That's really rude. That's why we brought the heads.
No, I understand, but it does not help the fact that Etienne is hungry.
No,
No,
I also
I'm
brought
really hungry, and now we have.
This is France.
Right. I have to be their guest. Be their guest. Be their guest.
God damn it! I'm out.
I quit.
I'm so happy. I can't
One
even.
more
Take me to
time
the
and I
50s, Greg. I'm done. Oh.
As you guys break your patented.
think that's gonna get any better, Mike? Jesus.
No, we're just gonna like snap and be sharks and jets at that point.
As you guys break your husbrother huddle that you've always kind of drop into, you realize that one of the hooded beings is standing there staring at you.
Oh, hello.
Yeah. I don't like this one.
Come va?
No reaction.
That was rude.
Excuse me, hello. It is getting late. I see that you are only taking the heads, and you have dismissed all of the other workers. Do you need my assistance anymore? Are you good here?
Would you like the feet?
No, don't do that. Don't take the feet off. Just the head.
It stares for a few more moments and begins to slowly draw back towards the cart, pick up another armful of heads, and walk down into the catacombs.
I'm gonna follow it.
Oh,
Maybe we
Sergeant.
follow you. Yeah.
I think this is the point where our cover it is broken.
Wait, Guillaume, wait. Before you go in there. Rigault is in there, and he told us not to let anyone inside.
I am not a person, as you said
Wait,
before.
but he does not recognize. Well, he did not know who you were at all. But when I saw you before, years ago, I asked him, and he knew what you were. He may recognize you and try to attack you. Be careful.
We shall see.
Guillaume can handle himself.
Yes.
He can
I
handle
guess
both
ghouls.
of us.
I guess ghouls can be people too.
Okay, so Guillaume, you're the only one going in?
I'm
I'm
also going.
stealthing myself in, not just barging in like a Neanderthal.
Okay.
Like Etienne.
And also Etienne.
Etienne is going in as well. I need
he's hungry.
stealth rolls from both of you, and if you're trying to be quiet. And Etienne, you can't see because it's dark in here.
I was picturing lantern duty, like.
There is a
catacombs again.
lantern. You'll
You
have to
have
take
your-
it with you.
But does-
Yeah, I'm gonna take it with me.
No, he has a
And
lantern.
if you actually do try to take it with you, Guillaume's gonna like touch your hand and be like, no.
He doesn't feel it, and continues walking.
This is wooden hand. God.
Why? I won't be. I will not be able to see.
Just hold on to my arm. It's fine.
All right. All right.
And then
I now ship Babin
Yeah.
and Guillaume.
and then
Okay,
we- yeah.
so as
And then we go on
Babin
this
and-
wonderful dinner date in the catacombs.
Like Martine runs up and hands Babin a bottle and goes, "You can do it."
I can see what's happening. What? They don't have a clue.
There's music in the air.
Oh, good God.
Okay, so as you guys start heading down into the corridor, it is very dark. It lightens a bit when you get down to the bottom, but whereas before there were pretty frequently spaced torches, maybe there's one for every 4 that were there before. And as you get down in there, in the pockets of light that you go through, you can see that here comes another one of those men back up the other way with the burlap sack on. empty-handed as he is apparently returning for another armful of heads.
But there's still enough heads for the housewarming present, right?
There's plenty of heads, yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I'm gonna continue going forward. I look back at Babin at one of these rest stop areas. You know.
Babin's looking like an idiot. He can't see anything, so he's trying to find light.
In that light pocket.
Oh, a light pocket. Oh, okay, yeah. He's like, "What? Where? How much further?"
I don't know, and I don't know if you should continue coming down this way.
Why?
Maybe you'll wait here, and you, God, if I come running back, you just.
All right, okay.
Cover me.
I'll be ready. And I fumble and then grab my flintlock.
Okay, so Babin's hanging out close to one of these pools of light. Guillaume, you're able to creep forward, and intermittently as you pass into the areas of total darkness and then back into like the hazy dusk and then the light pocket, the lens that kind of goes over your eye bleeds back and forth, allowing you to see more than anybody else would at this point. And as you get further, let's pop over into Roll20 and I will show you what you stumble upon as you round the corner and you see...
I'm actually going to back up a bit, so if I need to shoot anything, it would be shooting it into the light pocket.
Oh, it kind of looks like he's doing henna, but not.
Right.
Carving.
It's the devil's
henna. He's carving.
Devil's henna.
The devil's henna.
He is carving. As you come around the corner, you see that right now, carving into the head of Captain Louis Milan, Dr. Rigault seems to be affixing some type of symbol or mandala into the forehead. You can also roll me a spot hidden.
Why? Always failing the spot hidden every single time. What is the deal?
Welcome to my world, but with every
hanging
roll.
out with Michelle.
But it's always the spot hidden. Everything else has been
It just
really
makes you terrible.
You've got that weird eye too. It's so embarrassing.
I know. I'm glad you're not. Babin's not here to see me do this.
No one's here to see me not see this. Good.
As you get closer, Guillaume, you do notice that the walls that are lining this particular section of the catacombs, they first started with ancient skulls, ones that have probably been around for hundreds of years, or at least to the point where any semblance of flesh has rotted away. You do notice, though, as you pass, that carved into the actual bone is a symbol. And almost as if you were at the farmer's market and you're going from the front of the cart to the back, the older stuff becomes fresher and fresher as you see skulls that are maybe only 6 months old, again, with the carving in the forehead. And then you get closer and closer, and there are ones that are only days old, again, carving in the forehead. And as you look, Rigault is feverishly, expertly carving into the forehead of the soldier's former captain. And as he is carving, errantly, if there's any congealed blood, he'll just occasionally lick it across as he's working with this very fine paring or carving knife.
Okay. Are all the symbols the same exact thing across all of the foreheads so far?
They appear to be, yes.
Okay.
And I would like you to, with a 10% chance, just roll a D100 for me, please.
I don't know what that means.
Not only does your D10 or the 10% that you had before now become 20, you not only recognize this symbol, you recognize it as something that you saw out of the corner of your eye at your experience earlier today. This is a symbol that you might associate with Azathoth, and it also means something to the effect of soul or wisdom. And it is apparently being carved in every head that is being fed to the guillotine.
So he's gonna be like, when someone rolls up to him, he's gonna be like, yeah, this means wisdom. And they're gonna be like, no, that means I ate a McDonald's yesterday.
Okay.
Mm.
And what
And
is
Guillaume,
this 10% thing?
You now have 20% in Cthulhu Mythos.
Got it.
Ooh.
Sweet. Okay. Well, I'm gonna quietly back out of this area and meet up with Babin and then the rest of the group.
Okay, as you are backing up, a swirl begins to happen in the area as dust gets kicked up, and bits of bone, bits of cloth that may have been attached to the upper remnants of ties and jackets that were taken to the guillotine and maybe still be fashioned to the head, bits of hair, bits of teeth begin to float and swirl around Rigault. And as they begin to swirl, they begin to glow a purple. And as these things begin to glow and spin, they begin to take a shape. And I need you to roll a sanity check for me.
Nope. One of those days, man.
You take 1 point of sanity loss, but what strikes you from all of this is the spinning and the purple phosphorescence, the phosphorus nature, the glowing spheres, the teeth, the hair. All of a sudden, standing before you is you, as you existed many, many years ago as a man, and you can't help but gasp. And when you turn and look, you see the eyes of Rigault come up from the forehead of Milan and stare directly at you, and he begins to chuckle.
Yep. I'm booking it.
So hot, right? So hot.
Okay, so
God, I wish.
Yeah,
you were not.
Nothing good can come of this.
yeah, as Dr. Fassbender begins to chase you, he
Yes. 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 Welcome to the female gaze.
as Dr. Fass
He's
is,
also naked, right?
of course, you don't
Right?
carve.
Right?
I mean,
Obvious. I've always actually been a naked man.
Always.
Always.
Yeah.
Never even close.
Real life just lends itself nicely for that.
Nakedly and
Hashtag
decently.
ghoul life.
yeah, he's chasing after you. I just want to wrestle, right?
And Martine's like, I volunteer as tribute.
Okay, as you start to run, I'd like you to make a dex check for me, and I need Babin to make a listen check for me.
Very well. Listen.
Why? Why? My high numbers. You suck
There you go.
every freaking time, man.
So a
mistake.
couple of the skulls get beneath your feet as Guillaume is stumbling back, still reeling from the vision of seeing himself as a human being so many years ago. And Babin is simply, looking at the nails of his one hand as he, not listening, that doesn't register or pick up on anything. Guillaume, as you kind of pull yourself up, you see Dr. Rigault as he is clearing the area and moving towards you. And it's at this point that you see his shirt is completely open, and covering his entire chest, up his neck, are skulls, or at the very least, images of skulls. And they all seem to be laughing. And I need you to roll another sanity check for me.
Of course I do. Ha!
There you
Turn
go.
the tides right now, right here.
Here
Right.
it is. They're all going to be successes for the rest of the game.
Yes.
Right. You still take one sanity loss from seeing Rigault in all of his skullduggery. But as he is chasing towards you, you all are running out, and he seems to emit some type of cackle, some type of cry, but it sounds more like a giggle, more like laughter. And you're reminded of the sound that you heard in the purple world, the cackles and the names and the chanting of Asylum, as it was over and over again. And let's cut to Babin, and let's cut to the group that is up outside as several of the large beings are coming back in with loads of skulls. And as one one of them is passing by Babin. We'll say that 3 of them are passing by the people up top. Let's go back to roll 20. They reach up and pull off their hoods. Revealing
A fat lady.
a fat lady.
Thing?
Tub of love.
Well, now,
Right.
now it's all over.
Transplanted heads.
And these
Then I'll
are the bodies of guillotine victims, but not necessarily the same heads that were attached to them. And-
okay.
Ooh, nice.
This feels
Each of them-
incredibly disorganized.
Michelle's like, oh.
They don't
cool.
care. Who gets-
No, but like as Julia Rogers, everything about this bothers me. Match the pairs together with what they belong to, please.
You will notice that each of the skulls also bears the same symbol that Guillaume has not been able to relate to you, but they are all carrying the same symbol on their forehead. And up top, as Michelle and the Sarge and Joseph are staring, Michelle, you would recognize
Are these
the
invisible to
head.
Michelle?
You know what? Michelle would not recognize this, as Michelle cannot see these deathly constructs as they are undead. But
Just see cloaks.
Yeah.
right, yeah,
Floating
it basically looks like the Invisible Man in
Kevin
League of
Bacon.
Extraordinary
Oh,
Gentlemen.
floating cloaks. Okay,
Right.
guys.
But yes, Jules, Joseph Martin would notice that as one of the hoods come off, you see the severed head of Melody Benoit as she stares back, a victim of the guillotine, and her eyes go wide in a mockery of the intelligent, charming woman that you met some 5 years prior.
Do this to me. Why do you
And-
do this to me?
Well, I don't know, but we should roll a sanity check
I
because
didn't
that's
say any
disturbing.
of this.
Except,
That
right, except for Michelle, who
Except
winning.
Michelle, who can't see shit.
whatever.
Can't see
You
now.
watched
Winning.
Martine's
Tell you
seen some.
I'm thinking of
seen some shit at
replacing
this
my
All
own
of us,
weapons.
right?
I hated
Right.
uncle anyway.
The people that need to be succeeding right now. Okay, Myth. We need to be succeeding right now.
Get on the team, Myth. Come on. Get
Sorry.
on the success train right now.
Okay.
Okay,
Right.
Myth down in the catacombs as you see the reveal of these creatures with the severed heads attached to the bodies, some of them at odd angles as if they were sewn, looking over their left shoulder, kind of having to spin back around to see forward.
All right, but
Um,
they're not even.
They're
on
not,
screen.
yeah, it's not on correctly.
Yeah.
As they're looking back, and you lose it a bit as this whole severing, this, obviously it brings up bad memories for
Right.
limb loss and beheadings and things of that nature. And as you are watching, you feel your mind begin to quake as it hasn't in 5 years. And with 6 sanity loss, the only thing that you can think of right now is just how hungry you really are. And you are famished. You have have to get to Michelle and Guillaume's. You've got to get something in your belly. You feel like you're going to pass out. It's your mind's method of coping with all of this. If there was ever a dinner party that needed the presence of Etienne Babin, it was the
Now's
one
the time.
now. It was the
Yeah.
one tonight. It has to happen.
Yeah.
And
So in
so-
reaction, he's like kind of he goes like kind of pale. He's flooded with all the memories of all of the war that he's seen, all the death, and of course the past probably months or so of his, or the past weeks of his duty on the stage of the guillotine, just seeing head after head lop off, and then now associating them with these, and then he keeps getting flashes of his own arm being blown off several times, and it's just. And then like when he kind of like comes back, the only thing to greet him is just the emptiness of his stomach. The faint feeling doesn't go away, and he feels weak and starts like trembling. He's getting the shakes, and I guess when Guillaume comes back, that's when he kind of stops Guillaume and starts trembling. He's like, we need to get to your place. I need to eat.
Have I made it up to them yet?
Yeah, we'll say you've made it there, and the kind of half striding, half running. Rigault is 10, 15 feet behind you.
Yeah. Stop talking. Let's go. Go. And it just.
All right.
I like stumble as I try to like pick up my feet and go, but yeah, he's still kind of weak and haunted by this.
Okay.
Okay, I'd like you each to roll dex checks, and up top, I want everyone to either roll a strength or a dodge. A dodge if you're running, a strength if you're going to try to keep a path clear to the front of the catacombs as these...
I mean, well, we know what
Fumble.
Martine is doing.
I'm gonna make
Fumble.
strength. I'm good at that.
Hold
Oh,
on.
extreme.
Strength better. Strength is better. Ooh,
I pictured him fumbling anyway, so
I mean,
Okay.
Perfect.
yeah.
so it's all
So,
narrative.
guillotine, Jesus. Guillaume
Guillotine.
grabs
That's what they
hold
call
of...
him.
Right, that's what his high school nickname.
Guillotine
Guillaume grabs a hold of Babin, and as Babin is kind of out of it, he slips and falls to the ground, placing the artificial hand and limb out, and it kicks out to the side, taking him completely into a prone position. As at this moment, Rigault rounds the corner, sees everything, and kind of nods to the guillotine dead that had just pulled off the hood. And it begins to move towards the two of you as Rigault himself is closing the distance. This next one is for all the marbles, as I need a strength from Guillaume and I need a dex from Babin. And no, I won't nat one you if you don't crit me.
What?
Yay!
So you're saying I can't spend a crit here, otherwise you're just gonna nat one me?
No. You can if you want to, but Guillaume had a nat 1 and a crit, and I was going to jump the nat 1 if she was going to say crit. So you can go ahead.
I'm gonna nat 20 this beat.
Okay. At the last second, in a combination of Guillaume pulling from the shoulder and ripping you to your feet, you're able to move and duck just as Rigault's reaching out, just as this guillotine dead is reaching out. It swings, both arms kind of crashing at once as Rigault just grabs and throws the guillotine dead behind him and back down the catacomb hallway. And you guys are running back up as, just tumbling to the back. And speaking of bodies flying, up on the top, we have Michelle, who absolutely fucking body checks one of these things out of the way using his brand new linebacker leg.
Yeah.
Has, right? Yeah.
Swing my leg out.
It's a
Going
giant
there.
leg. Yeah.
And he just
Chicken
just
legs
pokes
and then a
it up
huge
and
calf.
throws. Right.
Ooh, chicken.
And he blasts through that as Joseph also helps, and the Sarge.
I didn't run this time. That's called character development.
I'm impressed.
That's it.
That's really cool.
The definition.
As everyone body checks, the Sarge is able to pass a slight nod, one of those manly curves.
It's more of confused, and then like he nods at Michelle, and then looks back, and then he like just starts to push, and then like side eyes the fact that Joseph Martinez still there, and looks
like,
like
Martine's like, yes,
And-
I'm here.
And just as the defensive line of Michelle, the Sarge, and Joseph blow a hole through the guillotine dead, we have Guillaume and Babin enter, and you guys can see now Rigault in his full 8-pack glory as he is walking up with the skulls over his chest, and everybody that is not Guillaume, I'd like you to roll a sanity check.
What an edgelord.
another one. No.
I see this as well, yeah.
Anyone who's not Guillaume? Oh, crap.
Martine passed this, but she's also like,
Yay! That's a fail.
Well, can Will's
Well,
character
yeah,
see
yeah.
him? 'Cause he's undead?
That's true.
Well, we don't know. Do we know that?
No, this is Rigault, and Rigault is
Okay.
technically
I was asking a trick question. Shh.
that is a 3 sanity loss for our good buddy
It's also
Michelle.
how you win
as-
D&D.
Yeah, just tricking me.
You get the GM to give you the meta, so you go, ha!
It's not like I would do anything with it. It's just
Right,
fun.
right.
Okay, so you lose 3 sanity points as the 5 of you are now collected up here. What would you like to do?
Run!
I mean, Martine wants to run, but that's the impulse she's always fighting against.
Why are we running from the cloaks? I mean, the Rigault's back there. Shouldn't we kill him?
I don't think we can. I don't think he is a simple doctor anymore.
We definitely can't kill him.
Did you sleep?
Everyone, help me! And he goes to reach down at the base of the cart, and he starts to strain himself as he's trying to lift the cart and tip it over.
Guillaume's gonna
Martine's
go
gonna help. Yeah.
Same thing.
Okay, so I'm going to say between everybody, especially with Guillaume and Super Leg Michelle there, you guys are all able to flip this cart over and basically clog up the works just as Rigault gets there. But as you're looking at the underbelly of this old wooden cart, the goats that were in it looking very forlornly at Michelle as if betrayed, as they are now flipped in their harnesses and crashed to their side, their legs kind of kicking in it.
Dog eyes as they flip.
Guillaume's gonna
Puppy
snatch
goat
one of
eyes.
them out of there and break its neck though, because it's gonna struggle. So
Okay, Guillaume helps by snapping the neck of one of the goats, and
I'm taking one of the goats with us. I just want to
Eternally puppy dog eyes.
Martine would like to grab a basket of heads.
The one she has to the side. He places to the side.
okay, basket of heads grabbed, and as
Ooh,
you're
got
sitting
the
there,
wine
a
bread and
fist
cheese
comes
bowl.
through the bottom of the wooden cart as you see a fist kind of punch through and a hand reach out as Rigault is busting the shit out of this cart in his effort to free himself from the catacombs.
Yep.
You
We
have
need to go.
me.
Sergeant,
Yeah.
might I recommend that in this situation, we do what I would do and run.
Yes,
Yes,
we are
that
going
is-
now. Let's go.
That is why I did this.
Cut off his arm.
We
You
run.
sure you guys don't want to huddle up and talk about it, or?
No, we're gonna run.
Okay, fine.
We've got there's plenty of jokes here. We got some time.
We've got a lot of
Plenty
material right here in this moment. There are goats.
I mean, I have a half a
and
mind to
naked
bite his arm, but I'm not gonna risk it. So let's go.
I said we got time for another 2 skits at least.
Basket of heads. Got
skits. Okay, so you guys take off, presumably going to the subterranean lair or the home of Michelle and Guillaume. We'll say that you guys clear the area and get there. And as you enter into what is the sub-cellar of some old, maybe warehouse or residential place that leads into maybe an upper level of the same catacombs that you are currently just inhabiting.
Subcellier.
Yes, yeah, right. Okay. As you walk in, we'll say that there are a couple other ghouls present, as ghouls don't necessarily, they are more of a warren type of, area. And we're also going to say that the father of Michelle is there. So I would like you guys to explain, what's this place look like?
You had a very nice tapestry
Yeah,
image.
I've
so-
definitely got a big tapestry up. Indiana Jones would be proud of this one. It's
How many people is it made out of?
I mean,
We lost
you've been
count.
killing a lot of people, right? And they bits of them fall down. So yeah, there's a big flesh tapestry up here, really nicely embroidered. Michelle's been working pretty hard on it. Michelle's father is also here, right? And he's totally blind, so he has no idea what any of the shit around here is.
And he's not a ghoul.
And he's not cool at all. So he's like, just sitting on a chair made out of like legs and arms, and he's like,
An armchair.
We're not complete on everything. We gave him the dried out leather chair.
Why?
No.
In a literal armchair.
Imagine there's a small like kitchen area with like the cleavers and stuff, like cut up bodies and stuff.
Yep.
It's beautiful.
Beautiful in its own way. We've pasted blood all over the walls because we knew you guys were coming.
Of course.
Right, yeah. Like the color.
This place is just beautiful enough that Etienne,
what you did
the
with the
Sarge, Etienne, the Sarge, and Joseph need to roll me sanity checks as you are.
It's just beautiful.
I'm fine. I'm fine with it.
Martine holds
I'm
up her
thinking about it.
I like it.
of heads, and which she also thought to bring food for us. It's
That's
got
why I
wine.
grabbed the goat.
Got
Oh my God, if I
wine.
go insane from this.
And she goes, "Oh, this is
We're all ready for
lovely.
it.
Thank
I
you.
brought you a housewarming present.
Oh,
I
know
love how
you
the
like
three of you
the
walk in
ice
and are all
they're
like,
like jelly."
Shrug.
Yep, this is exactly what we expected.
they already prepared themselves mentally for this moment.
I mean, to be fair, I did cut him out of a flesh tapestry, so this isn't my first.
That's true.
This isn't my first human ornament.
Yeah.
First already. Yeah.
Yeah.
you guys will notice that one of the flesh tapestries
Fleshy road, yeah.
has a 3/4 of the body intact, but the left leg seems to be gone, and it's just this jacked guy that has these great big calves, and it seems like perhaps this was the new wheel that Michelle has scripted for himself. Also, you'll notice that as you walk in, the ghouls that are also there, kind of flittering about in the periphery, are drawn as soon as they see the basket of heads come in. They as they look over and
Hello.
Neighbor.
These other neighbors, they're all very friendly. You just throw them a couple of heads and they usually calm down.
Bienvenue.
Like a flock of
Would you
birds.
like a head? I brought enough for everyone because I have the manners, unlike my counterparts. But don't worry. Here you go.
yeah, these are like the creatures where you can just make out in the shadows like the glisten and the white and yellow of the eyes and like the flash of teeth as they and as you throw a
Etienne
head
produces a bag of toenail clippings and just throws them like they're bird seed.
Oh,
And just
God.
watch them flock over it.
Why did you have that? What did you?
Do not
Hey.
worry.
Why were you saving them?
Martine pulls 2 bottles out of the basket. He says, "This one is wine and this one is blood. Which ones do you want? We have a white and a red."
Fingernail envy, Sergeant.
Why do you have the whole bag of them? How long have you been keeping that?
You've been collecting.
Are they all yours? Because
They are now.
does it take twice as long for you to collect them? You only have.
Yeah, it's difficult. It's really hard.
Yeah, we will talk about this later.
I don't understand what is happening.
No.
Anyway, take a seat on one of the armchairs and make yourself at home. Maybe we can talk about what our next move is, or take a little rest here, get some.
Or on the
Etienne's very hungry. I will. Guillaume just kind of like grabs one of the legs of the goat and just rips it off and hands it to
Guillaume, no, wait.
I put my feet on the armoire, and then I also
Put
go ahead and
up the leg rest.
Guillaume, do you have a fire? Perhaps, when you are not a ghoul, if the meat is uncooked, you get the parasites and the vomiting.
I'm already eating
Perhaps
it.
we cook the goat, and then we have shawarma.
Etienne is already eating.
Oh, Etienne. Oh,
I have lost control of all of my troops. I don't understand what is happening.
Martina's
don't know what
gonna
you're talking
hand
about. I'm
Etienne a
hungry.
bottle of wine that she brought as a housewarming gift and say, perhaps the alcohol will help.
Thank you.
Not
So, what's our plan of action then, Captain? Now we're all back together.
I am a sergeant. Stephen.
Yes, I
think-
never cared.
I don't. There is so much to wrap my head around. I don't understand what is happening here. Why is this is furniture made out of people? I don't. At the end, that is raw meat.
Are you?
How do we
Are you
find
never had
Finley?
goat Vaughn?
Yes, it sounds like
No,
we.
I have not. I don't.
It seems
don't.
like we need to find Fennelik.
Yes.
Yes, he shattered to pieces when we shattered the statue to pieces.
Also,
But he
last
was
time
not
we
dead.
found Finnick, he wanted to marry me forever and turn me into a vampire. So I'm not.
Yes, which would be terrible because then you could talk forever. Guillaume, what would you say? He is not dead. He is not.
He cannot be.
No, he was talking when he shattered.
Yes.
He
Yes.
was in the asylum. Do we have to go to the asylum?
In the Sheraton. Wait, remember?
In where?
This is the first
Sheraton.
good plan we
It's
have.
the asylum. It's its own little place. It's
I'm
nice.
suddenly suspect of this plan because we are not very good at the plan.
Why did? Wait, why do you know that? You don't usually know anything.
I ran Horror on the Orient Express for 3 months.
Oh, that makes sense. That makes more sense.
That makes no sense. I guess we go to the asylum. But what about Rigault? I mean, he's not bad looking now. I say that.
Right.
Very bad. So
What about him?
Wasn't he horrible looking before?
Right. He's. I believe he has probably the same the condition that Fenelek have.
I would agree.
Honestly,
So-
as long as he does not want to marry.
Before we came to aid you outside, there was something that he was doing in the catacombs where the all these symbols you saw on all the other heads. I know,
Yes,
Michelle,
the henna.
that you
Wait.
don't see nothing.
Header tattoos.
That symbol is everywhere in the catacombs where he was, on all of the head, all of them.
You know, on balance, this is not quite as bad as the flaying, if we really think about it.
But
Right, but the doctor doing it.
Yeah.
Yes, but the fact that there were people's heads sewn to the wrong bodies is a different story entirely.
Yeah,
Right.
that is pretty much on par with the flaying.
Greg, did the heads have the
Yeah.
devil's henna on them?
Devil's
Yep. And just real quick, Guillaume, are you having anything to drink? The blood or the wine?
oh yeah, I took that was my indication.
Bottle of blood.
The blood.
Okay, you guys now notice that Guillaume has no face.
Oh,
Right.
That's cool.
Guillaume, you have
Is it chroma keyed out or is just there's the skin?
No, it's like there's no skin. It's almost like a Mr. Body type of experience where you can just see the eyes rolling around without lids on them.
Perfect.
You can see the muscle and
The skinless ghoul.
So everyone else seems to be completely okay with everything, and Renault has just had his head in his hands, and he looks up.
Okay, this is the. Guillaume, you don't have a face.
What are you talking about,
Of course I
son?
do.
No, I cannot see your whole face. As I can
Maybe you
see.
need something to drink here.
No, I can see your whole everything. Your muscles and your eyes are moving inside your head. I see you have no skin on your face.
Are you all right?
Really?
I'm not hungry anymore at all.
Shall we take you to the coffee
I'll take your shell. You pass
You
it
can
this
have
way.
this as well. Here you go.
Okay.
I hand him like a raw goat.
Why is this a normal thing for you, Guillaume, to your head?
You feel fine?
Okay.
You look good.
So wait, none of us can see it, but Renault.
Wait. I have another concern. You said that when you went to the purple place again, you saw a man with no face as well. And now I see you with no face. Is this the same?
Not connected, I don't think. No.
No, that's not connected.
Definitely not.
Martine just said, do you have a compact mirror?
A miroir?
A miroir.
A mirror.
Martine hands over her cover girl compact.
And he
Maybe she's born with it.
he like finagles with it for a while before figuring out how to open it. And he turns it and says,
Guillaume, look at your face.
I have lovely eyes still. Oh,
Yes, you do, Guillaume, you do.
I like what you did with whatever you're doing. Less is more. It makes your eyes pop.
Looks very contoured. I like it.
Mart.
Son of bitch!
perfect.
Son of a bitch.
Oh, makes your eyes pop. Oh.
Great. That's great.
So,
Everybody's dying.
Great.
so there was a thing we were supposed to do, but I don't know what that is anymore.
We're going to find Fenelek, remember?
We're going to
I'll be
find
honest
it
with
was
you.
Yes, Fenelek and this word Azathoth.
Yes.
What,
Wait, maybe we could look in the library about that.
There's nothing
maybe.
in those books that you don't already know.
Misha, last time you went to the library, you got sewn into a flesh tapestry.
That's true,
so
but
I-
now I love flesh tapestries. So I'm thinking,
It's my hobby.
I'm thinking I want to go back to the library.
I
Who
can
the-
do
That's when
that.
you realize there's a wing of this so-called house that is just like tapestries that he's just been like, no, it's just my thing.
I do it now.
Grown an affinity to it.
I believe
Well, it's
first
a
one
flesh
should be Fenelek though.
Yes, I agree.
Fenelek first.
It's
That's my
this is
rule.
I guess we go see the Finlick. You know
Finland's
how
at
you
the
never
asylum?
want to go have an encounter with your
Finland.
ex?
But you don't have to go if you don't want. You can stay
No,
here.
I have a wife.
I've never had an ex.
No, we know
Other than
that.
Melody, she is weird now though.
No, she's dead now.
She's actually
dead.
living. Yeah.
She's very ex.
Yeah, she's dead now. Her head was sewn on the man's body.
Technically, you did not see Melody, but
Michelle,
did, though.
Michelle, like,
I wish she was a man.
What's the matter?
I did
No,
wish
I-
I did
she
wish
was.
she was a man. So in a way, I think my dream came true.
It's the same.
The sergeant got his wish for once.
Things are looking up and up for you.
This is going to be awkward, but I guess we go do it, huh?
I mean, he is in pieces, so I guess it would be.
Didn't he was not in pieces, but his bones snapped.
correct.
Right?
As
Like he was like his
shattered, right?
so did
Yeah,
his
like
bones.
his arm snapped at the wrong angle, his leg snapped at his back, the back of his head basically hit his ass as his spine snapped.
Right.
And he was left alive, but he was mad. And the last thing that you all can remember him saying is he looked directly at the sergeant and said, "Only I could stop it, you fool."
Right.
So we'll take
So
a
we
little
have to
sleep
go.
there.
this is going to be very awkward. This guy
You
just
guys
in like a
Yes.
Or do we want to meet
body
in the
cast.
asylum?
So we go. Let's go.
Wait, let's go. Go to Sharon
Yeah,
to an
we go.
asylum.
way.
Yes.
It's fun going to an asylum. I bet there's all sorts of things there.
Come on, Vaminos. Everybody, let's go.
I am the map. The map.
Okay, so after
Delicious.
after a narrative montage, as you all take a few of the goats with you,
Why?
To eat.
Michelle, well,
Food,
they
huh?
can also
for companionship.
drive a car. They seem to be very fast. Fucking eyes pop. Jesus, that got me super bad. That was the worst one yet. I'm not-
No, it was beautiful.
It was no. It was the greatest line ever. It was the best worst one yet.
Yes.
Perfect.
Wonderful.
As you guys get and draw up to the asylum at Sheraton, you pull up, and it is the typical large Gothic type of building. It has a low wall, obviously not a defensible or a prison-esque type of situation. But when you all come up, I need to know a couple things: what time of day you arrive, and how you are dressing Michelle and Guillaume.
Large cloaks. Or, I don't know,
I feel like Martine helped them out.
canvas. We've draped canvases over our body.
know.
Martine disguised.
This is dressing, right?
How you do it, right?
Yeah, Martine can get us a good disguise
Yeah,
roll
Martine
again,
can.
right?
Ghoulish house elves.
Yeah, Martine disguises them.
Okay, well, we'll have you roll for each of them. You tell me who you're rolling for first, then
All
roll.
right, let's roll for Guillaume first.
Oh, I am so beautiful.
Guillaume looks like Ryan
Oh.
Reynolds.
My eyes are popping for real right now.
Right.
Martine not only disguised Guillaume, she taught Guillaume how to smize.
Ah. there
I
you
like
go.
it.
Now we're gonna roll for
Guillermo del
Michelle.
Toro.
Dinner
Also-
and a show.
Yarmo del Toro. Well done.
Well done.
Okay, yeah, and Michelle doesn't require as much. You know, the big bulging left calf is covered, but everything else seems to work. Maybe
It's
a
like-
little color put into the cheeks.
He skipped every day except from leg day.
Martine
Just that
picks
one
out
leg.
her. She just like
right,
amazingly
right calf day.
Just one
does
leg day.
this with
Do you
one
calf raise, bro?
cover
Right.
girl. She gets out the same CoverGirl compact and is like, "I got this."
And with just the compact, they
Just
look
the compact.
All it
fantastic.
That's all he needs.
Yeah, Guillermo del Toro and regular not dead Michelle. Right.
Right.
Beautiful.
Complete with beauty
Okay,
mark.
Et voila.
So you guys walk in and you are greeted by what appears to be an orderly manager type of person that comes forward. You do see that there are guards stationed, but they don't appear to be stationed at particular intervals. It's as if they're wandering through the halls. And as soon as you enter into the building proper, you hear the intermittent and like cackles and screams and
Raptors.
There's raptors out there too. Yeah.
The day on Chult.
Right. So as you guys walk in, you see someone kind of look up from behind a desk. There are several large books that are out. Can I help you?
Yes,
We all looked at each other.
The ghoul's not going to be talking.
We all made it here. Now what?
Yeah, I know, right?
what is the patient intake process?
Do you have someone you wish to admit?
No, I want to know where someone is. I would like to visit someone.
You're a visitor. You're a visitor. You want to
Yes.
see one of the. The name?
What would I have to give you to not mention the name? Shut up, Martin.
Roll a charm, persuasion, or fast talk.
Oh dear.
Kapow!
Perfect.
I'm pretty good in that one too. That's rough.
The person behind the desk looks around and snaps twice, and you see a larger.
I also try to snap twice.
You don't have your snapping hand on. A larger orderly comes over and is standing there, and the person behind the desk says, "What are you implying?"
No, this was a test. I was, as you could see, and he motions to his military uniform. Everything seems to be
passed.
in order here. You have
You
passed
passed,
the test. Good work today. You never know who would come to try to break someone out of the crazy house. Great work. And he puts his hand out to shake his hand.
There was actually more to the test, but you passed with flying color. We don't need to continue this.
You can just go in now and.
Okay, bye.
You have done well. A Dutchman would have failed that test immediately.
He leans forward and, recognizing your rank, Sergeant, what do you need?
Well, that was first and foremost was the test. I was sent here to give you a test. Secondly, I would like to know what is the current state of. There was a man. His name was Fenelik. He was sent here about 5 years ago, in a very broken state. I would like to inquire as to this man's mental and physical status.
You should have something for me.
Greg, what should I have for him? Papers or
I
anything?
like nudge Guillaume. I'm like, what about that thing? No, the disc.
Oh. No, I don't know.
You were the map.
So what are you presenting?
That disc with his name on it. It was Michelle's idea. Guillaume had to
So
stop.
I take it.
This is all I was given. This right here. I
They're
assume
agnostic.
I
It's
assume
the
this should
GM to go.
suffice.
He
I assume
takes
this will
the
suffice.
he takes the disc and looks at it, and he flips it back to you, nods at the orderly, and he opens up a door and presents it to you.
Guillaume reaches and grabs it back from Sergeant's hands.
Roll a spot hidden for me, Guillaume.
Why? Fuck you, Spot Hidden. God damn it!
Fuck you, Swahili.
Every time I fail Spot Hidden.
That's a solid.
Because you keep
quote.
getting this weird bloodshot eye. If that thing didn't keep happening, you'd probably be able to see it.
You should try one
It's
of
really-
my eyes.
It's really hard to put foundation on your
Trading my
eyes.
eyes out.
Yeah, it's really hard to put makeup around your eyes when you can't see the skin. That's probably what
Right.
happened. You got some powder in your eyeball.
Ow, ow, ow.
God damn it! Why? Always Spot Hidden.
Okay, so you guys are led deep into the bowels of this asylum. You hear these screams, and you hear people kind of throw themselves up against the bars as you're walking by, because this is an asylum not in 2018 or not even in 1920. This is an asylum in 1794 revolutionary France, where if you're not sent to the guillotine and someone wants to get rid of you and they really want to fuck with you, they send you here. And so if you weren't crazy before you came into the asylum, you're sure as shit crazy after spending a week, 2, 3 under the tender care of the doctors therein. But as you are led further and further down into this place, you reach a lone hallway. And as you get to the end, you see that there are 3 doors. And the one set in the very center, the orderly opens it and it swings in, and you see a lone candle and someone sitting in a wheelchair.
Hello?
Maybe he speak English. Bonjour.
Hello?
There's no answer.
Venelik, is that you sitting there?
The shadow of the head kind of turns a bit up, and even with that slight movement, you hear the popping of joints as if something is not set correctly. Someone that's jumped from a prone position up as their spine would crack, but just that simple movement seems to have produced the same type of physical response from the body.
You look like shit.
Mel.
Oh, the toilet. It's constant smell. Fenlik, are you? What are you? I don't understand. I wish
What's
you
up,
were a
bro?
man. I wish you were a man. When
Make
I
things so much easier.
when the statue was broken, you said that you were the only one that could stop it. What could you stop? Hello?
The end. The end of everything.
Do you know what the Azathoth is?
Yes, yes.
You gave him the books, didn't you?
I don't know.
Because you were taking people's skin off. Is that like a fetish of yours? Or just like, we never established why.
Yes, you literally took people's skin off their body.
You understand why we would try to stop you, right?
What is the state of France?
I mean, depending on who you are, not bad.
Is the king alive or dead?
Oh, he is most sincerely dead, my friend.
Yes, he is dead. Marie Antoinette is dead. Everyone is dead. The people have taken over France, and Rigault is cleaning house. He has already killed Milan, several other officers that were involved in your takedown.
But he looks great.
You're
Looks
not
great,
doing
never better.
bad if you consider.
That is true. He did lose all of his weight, and he looks 20 years younger. And
Really
he,
good pause. Very clean.
Michelle is
No blackheads.
just Michelle. I don't. You have a strange fascination with skin nowadays. I don't understand.
Thank you.
He looks a lot like Ryan Reynolds.
Martine
This
keeps
is,
trying to sleep
very
with him.
smitten.
I think that Martine is going to sleep with him. I don't.
No, that's you, my dear. Ryan Reynolds really doesn't do it.
I have a wife. I kissed her at least twice.
Got 2 kids.
You hear again that cracking and popping as the being known as Fennelik inches forward into the light. And now that you can see as the face is revealed by the candlelight, the eyes themselves are completely black and they are filled with a starry field as if each of them are in miniatures of the night sky. I can help you, but what would you do for me?
I can tell you
that's where
that
we're going to
it's an
end it
improvement.
tonight. Stop talking. That's where
The end.
Nailed it.
Scene.
Perfect.
Yep. That's where we're in tonight, everybody.
Goddamn.
Nice.
Goddamn. Well, my friends.
What can we do for him?
What can we do? Yeah. Well, next week we'll find out what happens next in our story. We'll see what Fenlik's up to, and we'll see if we break him out of Crazy Town or if we just I don't know.
Let him rot.
Let him rot away, or just tell him that he looks hot still. I don't know. We'll find out same time next week. If you enjoyed the show, let us know. Hit the follow button and join us. Thank you guys for watching tonight's show, for donating towards the show and screwing with us a little bit. It's good fun. Let's go around the team. Do we enjoy ourselves? Where can we find you guys online? Let's start with Greg, our keeper for tonight. What do you think about tonight's show, my friend?
I'm pretty sure I gave myself some type of aneurysm laughing twice. I know that my family thinks I'm completely insane because I was muted for you all. I was not muted here in the house. And it was the maniacal cackles of Azathoth himself as I could not control anything.
Laugh-a-thoth.
It was right. It was really, really bad. I had a great time. I love playing with you guys. And Jules, you can talk as much as you want, but not at the end there. Not when I'm trying to get out before Myth says something else and I'm lost again. For
Dies.
5 or 10. Right. Yeah, I literally die. No, I have a great time. You guys are the best. Grimjack21502 on the Twitches and the Twitters. Tome and Tentacles tomorrow. Nameless Horrors from 1 to 4 on Wednesday. We got a little City of Mist from 8 to 11 on Unmade Ming's channel on Wednesday evenings. Let's see, we've got a little bit of Learn by Play on Saturday nights from 6 to 9, and my own show on Grimjack21502 Sundays from 7 to 9 Eastern, where we punch some Nazis in a little Pulp Cthulhu action. But until next week, stay frosty.
Great stuff. And let's start with Jules from Dungeon Drunks.
Yeah, no, I will talk as much as I want. Thank you. Let's see in character. No, y'all can find me at Julia_Rissa on Twitter and all the things. And on Monday nights, new episodes of Dungeon Drunks come out. And I'm still not marrying that fucker, so.
Yes, you are.
No.
He's an invalid now, so it's way easier.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if he's an invalid and I can like off him for the insurance money, sure.
I mean, he's an immortal invalid, so.
So still not marrying that. Does
Fentanyl?
Martin ever obey orders? No. So there's that.
Right.
Sure. Good stuff. All right. Jules, we got a Twitter, shit like that. Did we do that? I wasn't listening.
Yeah, we did that.
Good. Okay.
You don't want to follow me on Twitter.
Good stuff. Myth.
You can follow me on Twitter at twitter.com/mythomatic or just at mythomatic. I stream too. That's it. So.
Good stuff.
That's it.
Good stuff.
Yeah, I'm really good at plugging.
Pretty sure Myth finished. We got Metamancer.
Hello, I'm Metamancer. You can follow me on Twitter at the Metamancer or on Twitch at Metamancer. I do a bunch of D&D stuff and just general tabletop roleplay. I'm on other shows, 2 with Unmade, sort of. 1 with Myth Dawn, and then, I mean, you're part of the 6 to 20 crew, so you're
Okay.
it's all part of the same show. Just on different nights. Anyway, so yeah, 6 to 20, which is the City of Mist campaign that Greg's also part of, and I'm in this lovely campaign on Mondays, and then I run my own show on Sundays as well, another Call of Cthulhu campaign. And there's more to come, of course. And other than that, yeah, that's pretty much it. Just tabletop is like my life, pretty much nonstop.
Great stuff. And Mike.
Hi, you can follow me at Mythomatic on Twitter. I'm the one without the mustache. You can tell
That's it.
right there. And I play D&D and steal all of Will's old cast members and put them on my shows.
After I kill them.
After you kill them.
That's it.
That's it.
You're like
That's it.
you're like Michelle. You take bodies.
Yeah.
Put them down
When
around.
you're done with them. So like, excuse me, would you like to play more?
It's the
tabletop?
Encounter Roleplay Afterlife.
Yeah.
The underworld of
Unmade
Encounter
Gaming,
Roleplay.
where Encounter Roleplay cast members come to die.
Exactly. There it is.
That's amazing. Well, my friends, thank you for watching. Tomorrow is Tuesday, which means I'll be on at 12 p.m. Eastern on our Vanello's channel playing Adventures in Middle-earth, our Lord of the Rings campaign, followed by The Long March at 5 p.m. Eastern. All this week, and next week as well, we're 1 hour earlier if you're in Europe or England, anywhere that isn't America.
It is March.
Or affected by daylight savings. So, and then we go back again. So if you're in the UK or Europe, keep in mind we'll be an hour earlier than you're used to, but you can follow on Twitter and Twitch, and here's all my shit as well in case you want to follow fucking D&D sex icon. Until next time, my friends, try not to throw too many net ones. Want to be laughing when you do. Get up.